Okay, I'll just.
Make it stop! Mr. Bizzle! Mr. Bizzle! Mom doesn't understand me.
You can't Clorox the kid, man.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
That's a table I can sleep on.
You can sleep on any table if you're tired enough.
He's stuck on it.
Well, but not with my mouth.
I don't know, but it feels really good.
You are disabled.
It's just not possible.
Oh no, I thrive in the awkward phase.
No, dude, you don't need that. The threat of violence is more than enough.
You didn't hit it?
No, I didn't hit it.
Fucking idiot.
I was sitting here waiting, like, are we gonna start this?
Poob and I actually synced up. I don't know if you saw that. Our clap was so
nice. Yeah,
you're welcome. You're welcome.
Half the party made it nice for Stolt.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The two most considerate, handsome people in the party.
Yeah, with the coolest hats.
Who have normal sized foreheads.
But I pay Stolt, so he likes me more.
That's fair.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, that's
Flack, your favorite guy.
I don't think he likes you.
No, he has to say that he likes me, or else the paychecks get smaller.
You know what? I'm just gonna take a sip out of this totally cool coffee mug that I have.
Whoa! Look at that.
Oh, weird. Did I accidentally just product place or something?
Oh, no.
Whoa.
I remember you checking it out on the shelf. I was like, did you just fucking steal that shit?
You said make myself at home. So your home is my home. So I took a bunch of shit.
You've done more in this house than I have. That's for sure.
There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
I didn't beat off once while I was at your place. Not after the horror story of the top bunk.
Yeah, me neither.
That's not even a horror story. Honestly, I would have done it had
God.
there been a top bunk, I think. It just seemed like inappropriate without the top bunk scenario to make the white pea.
I also don't think you were in any condition for the...
I can do it under any
we had to do
condition.
an introduction or something for the audience.
My virility is never more potent than when I'm on the brink of death.
I've had that before where you're
I'm like the Vesuvius man, you know?
I've had that before if I'm sick or something like that, but then like you're also just laying in bed and you have nothing to do, so you get incredibly horny. No woman is going to have sex with a diarrhea man. Like, it's not going to happen.
What about a vomit man, though?
The vomit man might
I kept
have
it together. You were the one who had diarrhea. I had no diarrhea.
Yeah.
It's because your body thinks you're gonna die, so it kicks it into overdrive. So you,
right?
you know, fulfill your purpose.
You need to keep the link going. Yeah.
Sire, son.
Yeah.
Sam, why don't you lead us off with an awesome introduction and some
Okay. Hey
background.
guys, this is Forehead Fables podcast with our guest Bizzle Snaff, who was at my house like last week, and we were supposed to do a podcast episode with him like in person, and then there was some technical hiccups along the trip, and we ended up not being able to find time.
Was that really on the menu?
Yeah, that was one of the things. We were supposed to set up a camera on the couch and everything, and then like we were still gonna have these guys on there. But it was, and we would probably get Poob to green screen himself sitting so we could put him in between us.
Put him in there.
And then Bryan just looming from behind the couch.
In my Ukrainian bunker, yeah.
Yeah. But my daughter saw fit to poison my colleague out of jealousy.
The kids that are always sick.
It was, you know what? If she hadn't been such a sweetheart, I probably wouldn't have gotten poisoned. So I don't know if that's kind of, I don't know if she had some kind of duplicitous nature. But you got, I was so hyped up before I even stepped in the door, basically, because apparently Sam had, I don't know, made up some kind of fantastic story about me. So I instantly became Mr. Bizzle, which was a pretty cool thing when this little gremlin runs up to you and is just like, Mr. Bizzle, Mr. Bizzle, oh my God, Mr. Bizzle. You're just like, oh yeah, shit, okay, yeah. I'm Mr. Bizzle.
So like the kids are obviously really gonna question why I have an inflatable mattress all of a sudden, and like because they just walk in the office, they're like, what's this, like you got like a whole nother bed down here, what's happening? So I'm like, well,
your mom and I are having rough times sleeping.
So I'm like, well, that's where Mr. Bizzle's gonna sleep, and they're like, what the fuck? Who? And so yeah, I made up this fantastical guy, and then they kept asking, where's Mr. Bizzle? Does he sleep down there yet? And I was like, no, not yet. And so then we were like, hey, we're gonna go pick up Mr. Bizzle, and tomorrow you'll be able to see him. Yeah, it was definitely an exciting thing. And what was really fucked up was like on the scale of coolness, there's like Abby is like way down here. And then
she's got it rough.
And then I'm like way up here. And then like, the grandparents, the in-laws are like cooler than me. But apparently Bizzle is just like, I became there was a moment where Madeline was just like, Bizzle, let's go play in my bedroom. And Dad, you stay here. Like, wanted to separate us.
She was like, style,
get out of here. We're gonna go play puzzles or whatever.
And then when you told her no, she's like, all right, we're gonna go to Olivia's room then. Dad, you stay here. You're like, no, it doesn't work that way. Stay at your sister's room.
Yeah.
To be fair, she also forgot who I was after the 24 hours of death. He's like, oh, you want to go? Mr. Bizzle's downstairs. Who? What?
Well, because he was so cool and he was hyped up and everything, and they rode scooters around and stuff. And then
we rode hella scooters.
And then that night, Bizzle's pinpointed it down to Madeline.
Oh, I know the incident.
Yeah, she goes like, Bizzle has to sit next to me. So Bizzle sits down, and she just reaches this gross
no. Hold up. There's a little more. There's all this is true, but I think the setup of it wasn't like we just sat down at the table and then all of a sudden she's like, here's here's a baguette. No. She's doing the whole little kid thing where she's been like putting her whole hand in her mouth and touching all kinds of stuff. They've had to take her shirt off, so she's just topless, covered in ranch dressing and all like whatever. And then at peak grossness with massive spaghetti mouth and everything else, that's when she grabs the baguette, not from the pile, but from her plate. So it's like a personal bag. It's like as far as little kid offering goes, that's a big deal.
I'm sure I saw her like pick it up and dab her mouth with it a couple times, like a napkin.
It had food stuff on it, right? But not the kind of things that you'd normally expect on a baguette. And then she just hands it to me. and I've cleaned everything else off my plate. I've already gotten seconds. Clearly I can eat. Yeah. She puts it down and it's like the only thing on my plate is this this little baguette bit covered in other bits.
In the room falls quiet. The in-laws are there. I'm there and I go, you have to eat it, dude. You have to
She basically just
my daughter's gift. Yeah, she sat there staring. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, you try to do one of the like, oh, She's like, no, that's not it. Like,
put it in your mouth.
Every other time you're so dupable, but the one time where I'm going to kill myself, you want me, okay, fine, we ate it, and then,
Roast family.
The rest is history.
Gross little family people, but.
And we also didn't get to watch Old Boy. That was rough.
The night before we picked him up, I was like, me and Abby like high-fived, and we're like, dude, we were just sick, but we did it right. Like, we Cloroxed every horizontal surface, and then Abby went through and just gassed the house with Lysol.
You can't Clorox the kid, man. The source of it.
And that was the one point of weakness. But the moment you ate that, I think it was voluntary sickness. Like, we did everything to prevent it, but at the end of the day, you still you saw it.
He took the
You saw it, yeah.
I also like that the last piece of media I consumed before feeling vomitous was we watched like 20 minutes of Osmosis Jones, which I haven't seen in a long time.
Good movie.
So obviously that is just in my head.
I've seen that movie like 4 times in the past month. I love that fucking movie.
But Madeline it's funny I love watching my like parent friends with their kids to see how they get out of doing stuff, because I wouldn't necessarily think of it. So Sam's like, as we're actively watching Osmosis Jones, he's waiting for a part that can be like, okay, this is plausible for an ending. So we're not going to watch the whole movie. It's bedtime. Yeah. And like he waits till the medicine guy first gets there and just starts spraying stuff down. He's like, oh, look, he got him better. And then just turned the movie off. I'm like, okay, it's bedtime.
The medicine, he fixed him. Yeah, Frank's all better.
Got fucking tricked.
The end. That's why we take medicine.
I really thought there was more. They hyped the movie up a lot. Like there's going to be some kind of story to it. But
this movie sucks.
Osmosis Jones is just some guy. He does a police chase, but he
drives
fails.
a pill to a crime scene, and then that's the end.
And that's it. Like, he's not a very good cop, but the medicine works well, and really that's all that counts.
Yeah. And then him and his people died. I mean, that's it. He's a germ.
No,
so fuck him.
Not a germ.
Okay, he's not. He's
like a white blood cell or whatever.
Yeah. Something in the body.
Some
crazy
thing. Dude, honestly, like not
fever.
Even the upfront plot of that movie, but how they work like every little detail of the body into like they turn into like a bureaucratic function of government kind of cracks me up. Or just like
kind of silly.
Yeah, it's kind of wacky.
Well organized.
It's well organized, yeah, for sure.
Good stuff.
That was definitely one of my favorites when I was a little kid.
I was really into this cartoon about like it was like a King Arthur animated movie, and the bad guy in it had like a sword that was on a stump, and it could twist. It could like spin around, and so before he would stab people, he would rev it up like a drill. And I was like, I remember watching that movie as a kid at school, and I saw it, and there was like an after school program like during the summer. It was like summer camp, but you just went to school and like played on the playground and did like little activities and stuff. And they had the VHS there, and I watched it several times at school. I have never even seen that movie since, and I've never heard anybody talk about it. And I used to watch Camelot movie, whatever it was called, all the time. I used to love it. There's a scene where he walks up to a waterfall, and he's unlocked like druid shit or whatever, and he uses like a stick to split the waterfall, and then he moves the stick, and it like stays split somehow.
Whoa!
I was like, whoa,
badass.
Yeah,
woodomancy.
Yeah,
we made it.
Is that what that
10 minutes?
10 minutes. We're talking about movies.
Have you guys seen Secret of Nim or whatever? That movie rocks.
Let's
with
talk
the little.
About that.
It's the little mice people, and it's actually like it was my older brother, one of his favorites, and it's just really good. Very like one of those kid cartoons where it freaks you out at times because it's got like weirdly dark shit, and like the family of mice all like almost drown at one point in their little hole and stuff, and there's like ghouls. Anyway, just a good ass movie. Here's another one, Stalt, for you. One more, and then I'm done.
Secret of Nim.
I think it's called Secret of Nim.
I have a movie
Might be
story,
the Guardian of Nim or something. But one more. The only other person I know that knows this movie is Aqua FPS. Oh fuck! Wait, shit!
Hell of a movie.
He already forgot it.
You gotta hit him up. Now only one person knows what the movie is. Holy shit!
Only one man
You have to preserve this,
dude. I accidentally.
He doesn't know, but he's the sole keeper,
a little
dude.
too hard before this one. It's called. Fuck. All right, talk about your movie. I'll remember.
We need to get Aqua in here. He's the only last
I know. You would know exactly
it's gone.
Oh, it's the Warriors of Virtue. Sorry, Jesus Christ.
Warrior.
Oh, with the kangaroo guys and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me it's increased by 3.
Like 3 of us. There are 3 of us.
There are 3 of us.
No one knows that movie when I talk about it, but I have. It's like one of the VHSs. I always. Just like whenever we sold them and shit, like I always just have had it. I still have it. It's my only VHS. And it's just such a bad, like, Ninja Turtles kind of ripoff or something. I don't know, but it rocks.
It's a total Ninja Turtles ripoff.
It's got,
because it's like live action suit guys, right?
It's got a really weird, like, I watched like almost like a little feature on it too. And it was supposed to be this big like collab between like Canada, China, and America or something to like make this movie. And it just was like so all over the place and so bad. But it's got, kangaroo men that do like mystical
martial arts.
Yeah, it's really cool.
If you're ever in the mood for a kangaroo martial arts film,
it's got like they live in a weird
sometimes
like fantasy world.
Yeah,
sometimes
you nailed it the first time.
Oh man, what a day! I just want to watch some martial arts kangaroos, but what are my options? If only I knew a movie that would fit this criteria, but unfortunately only 3 people in the world remember it.
Well, and one of my IRL friends. Okay, 4, because I made him watch it, and he's like, "What?"
We go stronger by the day.
Oh wow! They are literally Dozens of us.
Dozens. Oh, and look in the chat really quick. This is how scary the woman kangaroo looks.
Oh,
like,
shit.
they're just freaky. Oh, wait. Oh, I just DM'd that to a random guy that sent me a DM earlier.
That's
I haven't
not
watched
in
these
the
outtakes
shit.
yet. Are the outtakes good?
Outtakes?
No, not really. They're all right.
Okay, so they're funny as fuck. Good.
Yeah, they're all right. Oh, yeah, that's terrifying. Okay.
And the guys are all bad at, but they're like Power Ranger Kung Fu Ninja Turtles.
Hmm.
And the
pretty
villain's like overacting his ass off, but it's in a great way.
Dude, okay, if you're in a movie like this that has this in the costume for anything in the movie, you have to overact. That is not a time to do like a
It's like
a
actual
Benicio del
actor,
Toro,
too.
No,
like,
dude, I think
laid back
subtle acting
style.
and rely on like facial expression. Yeah.
For something like that. For sure.
Covered in makeup, but
He's apparently Robert the Bruce in both Braveheart and the movie Robert the Bruce.
Oh, I
He
know
plays
who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's the villain in this movie, and he's scary.
That guy's not like a bad actor. Why the
I
fuck
know.
did he do this?
I don't know. I think he's probably the only actor in it.
Okay, so somebody slides an acting role over to you where you get to play some kind of evil kangaroo
named
man. You're gonna
Komodo.
say
No, he's not a kangaroo man.
Oh,
he's
He's
just
a
a regular
Komodo
guy.
dragon. He's a
In this
regular
life,
guy
I
named
would do it in
Komodo.
an instant.
I
For
would
sure.
insist that I was part Komodo dragon.
But if I was like
Yeah,
trying
what
to
the fuck?
actually have a career in acting, there's no way in hell I would ever.
Dude, just be
They
a
wouldn't even
you're
recognize
a
you.
working actor. Tons of very accomplished actors and actresses have done super bogus films.
That's
Something.
true.
And besides,
Yeah.
it's only going to be viewed by 12 people, so it's like,
Any of you guys?
Who cares?
Sorry, this is a weird, little off topic. I don't want to go completely out of the realm of movies because I know Salt loves them so much. But do any of you have like one of those uncles or family members that's like super into like tracking your family history and shit? Is that
Yeah.
like? I feel like families have those guys. Maybe they don't. I don't know.
No,
I've
they
recently,
do. My
I've
family
gotten-
tree's I think too small for it because you open it up and there's like 3 branches. You're like, oh, okay, shit. We know everybody. Lineage. Gotcha.
solved.
I just now seen this Scott of Bruce stuff. I remember Scott of Bruce. I just called him Robert the Bruce. I had this crazy uncle guy. He's not crazy, whatever. He's always like, we're related to Robert the Bruce. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
actually.
good job, old man. Go to bed now. But yeah, he's just one of those guys that's like, all right, send me your information for this. And like, he's trying to always get the entire
Bag full of bodily
family.
fluids.
Yeah, blood.
Wait,
He has
isn't
me seeing
Robert-
blood.
semen and shit.
Isn't Robert the Bruce? Doesn't he like give up Braveheart? Isn't he like a douchebag?
Yeah, probably.
He's
I
like
don't know.
he's like
Guys.
the Judas.
We're related to Benedict
Yeah.
Arnold.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
what
not
the
like
fuck?
I don't give a shit about the guy's character. He lived like 1,000 years ago.
Long line
Like
of traitors.
thousands
dude.
and thousands of years ago. Like probably 20,000 years ago.
Remember when I betrayed you? It's probably because I have shared ancestry with.
I'm such
It
a
wasn't
Robert
me.
the
I'm
Bruce. Yeah.
Genetically predisposed to this kind of behavior. You
It's a
can't blame me.
backstabbery.
One
Oh, shit.
incredible, like small line down this woven tree.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. That wasn't really a segue. What's your guys' favorite movie?
No, okay. So while we were while Bizzle was over, we had like
Oh.
I bought those stupid Criterion things, right?
Hey,
and
they're
now
not
they're
Criterion.
They're not.
No,
No,
they're
no,
not.
there's-
They're not Criterion.
they're
And I would
Arrow
like to
videos.
shout out to
Okay.
fuck you, Arrow Video,
Yeah.
and your non-labeled stupid disc, because I got like 50 messages from people on Instagram saying, "Oh, you need to check if it's PAL A or PAL B," and I appreciate that. But we looked on all of the discs, and none of them had any kind of identifying feature. They were just "fuck you, Arrow Video. Here's your thing." And then they did put a little B, and I found out that B was actually one of the companies that helped produce these, so it had nothing to do with the region. And of them, they were all
Christ.
identical, right? So we're trying like 3 or 4 different discs out. Old Boy doesn't work. The Thing doesn't work. Then we're like, okay, well,
You
Tremors.
try.
Tremors is from the same guy, so it's not going to work. But Tremors works.
Did you try Josh Brolin's Old Boy? Maybe that would
No.
work.
The 2013 one.
Yeah.
They made it
Why do they
2013.
do that shit, man?
So I can watch it without a bunch of crazy words and
Yeah.
shit.
They're like,
everywhere.
oh, I can't read these jigsaw letters. What's going on? Oh, this damn moon runes.
Oh,
I,
Because Josh Brolin's badass, and he
I
does
just-
a better job.
It seems so unnecessary. They did it with the girl with the dragon tattoo. They did it with. If you're gonna do that, you have to change enough where it actually feels different. Like The Departed.
The girl with the dragon tattoo was
or Ocean's 11.
I thought it was better.
The US one?
Yeah.
I just think it's unnecessary.
It is unnecessary, but the acting and everything's way better on it, and like the movie's just a better movie.
It should be allowed like Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
When they remade the Rat Packs version.
As long as you're gonna do it, I think it's cooler if you change. Okay, so like girl with the dragon tattoo, US one's better, but it would still be cooler, I think, if since they have the ability to make it better, just change more shit about it. Like keep the same core of the story, but do a good reskin. just do a good reskin of it instead of trying to keep everything the same.
With the monkey tattoo.
Exact same story. he's getting viciously raped by his female state worker. That's what happens in Dragon Tattoo versus the opposite. Some old cougar would be tracking him down.
That's what Daniel Craig does in that movie?
Yeah, that's his role. Yeah, he's the bad guy of it.
Oh.
It's one of those things where the protagonist ends up being the bad guy at the end.
We still need to see Old Boy.
Yeah.
The real one.
The real one. Oh yeah. So this is what sucks. So because we couldn't watch this movie, we decided to watch Land of Dinosaur. Is what it's called. It's a 1977
cartoon.
Claymation dinosaur movie.
You bought that on like a Giant Arrow DVD or what?
No, this was just like some
Prime Video.
Amazon. I don't think Amazon really checks or screens their videos because there's so much shit on there that is home video quality.
Yeah, this was like imagine the worst.
To be fair, this was
movie.
from like 1967 or 70.
77. That's what was so funny was it looked like an Ed Wood movie, but Ed Wood was 20 years before this, so it was even more impressive that they made something this shitty this late. Like, come on, man, it's pretty late to be doing that.
We were gonna turn it off too, and then Sam handed me the remote, and I said, "Well, hold on," because it was really bad. Because the whole shtick was it had award-winning stop motion effects. So the only part I was interested in is seeing the stop motion. But in between the stop motion, there's like a 20-minute scene of them going like, "Oh, we came from space and now we're on this planet." Oh yeah, they came from fucking space. They have a spaceship. They crash it into a lake, which somehow destroys the spacefaring vessel. And then they get out with laser guns. They have like 5 or 6 laser guns. And so I'm thinking like, okay, they're just going to blast dinosaurs. This is going to be awesome. No. They get fucking wrecked the entire time.
That too. They're like, be careful with the laser guns. These things will fuck anything up. Anything that
these
gets
are the most dangerous things ever.
And
then, but if they drop one on the ground and it just breaks, or one gets wet and then it's useless. And I'm thinking like, why on earth would you make the most delicate laser gun of all time? It's a gun, like that's its intended use, but you can't get it wet and you can't drop it, otherwise it's ineffective. And the one time they do, so we're gonna change shows, but I'm just fast forwarding through, and then we finally get to a scene where the guy's going to use the laser gun, and this Triceratops is charging, and it's like, okay, this is gonna be a dope scene. It's like 5 feet away from him, and he just shoots it up into the sky, completely misses. But then the fucking, if Stahl can find this clip, it would be amazing because there's no way there's copyright on it. The Triceratops stabs the dude. And for one brief moment in the entire like 2-hour thing, they do some crazy edit where it's like a claymation dino zooms in on a guy and it's like he's clearly masked, but they just do a quick like gouge of the horn. And you see him get impaled on the cliff edge, and then it does this zoom out, and now his body is made out of clay. And Sam was like, "My God, this Triceratops turned him into a clay man!" Like people are looking on, horrified, as their friend has turned into clay, and then it just dumps him off the edge of the cliff. It is so good. It was good enough to where we went from like, hilarious. This movie sucks. Let's get out of here. To all right. All right, maybe it isn't all bad. Let's just check out the rest. Make sure there's no more Triceratops bits.
I just love the wind up for the guy using the laser because he takes it and like he's like going to look down it and shoot, and then it shows the Triceratops and the angle the laser comes at. Like Triceratops is moving this way, the laser goes like meow, like
way over its head.
he just shot up in the air. It
and
makes
kept
no
fast
sense.
forwarding, kept
It's
fast
fucking
forwarding,
bad.
looking for more parts, and it's always the same shit where like they're doing the stop motion, and then the people walk up and they're like, "Oh, there's dinosaurs here. Let us not interfere." And then it just resumes with the award-winning stop motion. It's just rinse, wash, repeat that a million times. But then they get to the end, and they actually fucking shoot.
I just realized what you were talking about. That's very much it. It's like they're always on the edge of the frame, and they're like, "Look at the dinosaurs right there!" And then they just like make sure not to get near it because they're just like
they don't want to cross over. That'd be too much editing.
Yeah.
But then they finally show a dude shoot a dinosaur, and it's like a big buildup. It's a T-Rex type thing, and he shoots it in the back of the neck, and nothing happens. It just makes like a red glow appear. That's it. And then the dinosaur's just like, "Meh." Like they like put it under a heat lamp or
How
something.
do you remember
for a second.
all this from this fucking movie?
Geotagging him.
Because it was horrible.
It's so
like
good.
It was so bad. I wanted to do something else, but at the same time, it was like it can't get worse. / maybe there's another Triceratops.
I don't remember them using the laser on anything. I thought they all
remember when they go to the cave. And they're like, they do this full montage to make a bait body. Do you remember the bait body? They do this whole montage where they kill this small dinosaur. And then they're like, we're going to put poison in its body.
Oh, yeah, I remember they just decide to, like, they all go, like, insane.
Dude,
it's like
they pull it up to the cave. But then when the dinosaur comes, instead of feeding it the body, one dude tries to fight it and gets eaten. So it completely ignores the body full of poison. Like, why didn't you just run away?
I remember they have an Office Space moment where they just like, we just need to go beat up a small dinosaur to make us feel better. And they have this like moment where they just basically stab like a baby dinosaur 30 times.
What was that goofy ass line that
they should have played the music?
Says? What was that goofy shit the Chad guy says?
I don't fucking know.
What was it?
The delivery was incredible
on that.
Just put the movie up.
Yeah, just put the entire movie. They'll have very great like 70s
was it about
space
screaming? It's just, I don't know. There's just this emotionless robot man. He's like 8 feet tall and it has midnight black hair. And he's just like, I'm not the captain, but I'll mutiny. I don't know. I talk like this all the time. I forget though. They try to run away or something. He's just like
Bizzle's fake mockery voice sounds remarkably like his actual voice.
Yeah, pretty good, honestly. If I do say so myself.
You're like, anyways, he has like this deep monotone voice or something like that. Like, you know, he just sounded like a total jerk. I hated that guy.
I hate that guy. Who would have a deep monotone voice? Yeah, obviously just some horrible, ugly, small wienered, mutinous
podcast
mutinous
editor.
in every Oh wow. Okay, wow. I wasn't even thinking of all those more self-inflicted, but yeah. Well, whatever. If he actually ends up reviewing that movie at all to find that Triceratops clip, you know,
it is pretty banging. I'll tell you, it's the first 30% of the movie, I think. So like, just go scrub around. On. Yeah.
Planet Dinosaurs.
Planet. Oh, is that what it is? Planet of Dinosaurs. It says like on Prime Video. It says it came out in 2016. That's the funny part. That's what made us like look it up.
That's like when it was on Prime Video, right?
I was like, maybe this is like that Black Dynamite movie where it's like it looks incredible. Like it looks like it's an exploitation film, but it's actually modern. No, it's just literally an exploitation film.
Dynamite.
Donuts
don't wear alligator shoes.
Dude, I don't know about you
Black
guys,
Dynamite's
but
one of my favorite movies of all time.
It doesn't matter like what I'm interested in on YouTube at any given point. My recommended will always have a Black Dynamite clip. Like
you've
if
seen
you scroll
it, right?
down enough, like
it's such a good movie.
Yeah,
I love the part where he like links up with that lady and he's trying to get information about her, and she's like, that girl comes up and is like, hey, my daddy's name is Black Dynamite. And he's like, hush up, little girl. A lot of cats around here running around with that name. I wish that was a more common name.
Right.
What's your name? Black Dynamite.
Hey, you want to hear something horrible that someone offered me? This isn't like an
yes,
offhand.
if you save up that exact setup and I tell you the exact same thing afterwards.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Go on.
This might be the exact same thing that has been sent to you that I'm about to say. So this guy, he sends me like an email that wasn't, if it would be much shorter if it was a joke. This is not like a joke thing. He's like, so anyways, like you can tell like this whole Russia-Ukraine thing is it's a big hoopla, and a lot of people are like ordering, like booking Airbnbs in Ukraine in order to give money to people that are being affected by this war. There's all sorts of charities popping up and everything.
That's what I was telling you. We need to get a place in Ukraine, and then we can take Airbnbs for it.
Right? Yeah. Just have it booked all the time. Never have to do room service once.
To support.
Yeah, for the support, obviously. But the money would go directly into our American PayPal. It's not going back into Ukraine in any way.
If you show up, there's a coffee shop there.
But we own a place there.
That's
no,
true.
You don't. You just have a front.
Yeah, we'll do it for 1 year and then refuse to pay property taxes and then never go there, so we won't get arrested. But this guy basically has set up, like, he's explaining to me how we would set up a charity for Ukraine people, and it would be like under his like fake name, and then I would just do like an integration promoting
Why would you use
it.
a pseudonym?
And then because what he's describing is like charity fraud or whatever.
Yeah, that sounds very illegal.
He's like you get like 65%. All I want is like that leftover 35, and then
scraps,
you have plausible deniability because you're like,
oh my God,
you know, like you're just like, oh, I didn't know it was a bum charity, a fake charity.
It's called the Human Fund.
Yeah. And it would be, he's like, it would be a charity for like some Ukrainian people or something like that. And he has like, this is fully detailed on like all the how it would work.
Man,
he's
they
like,
should
I
get him
have
working for the
contacts
breast
that
cancer
do
places.
nonprofits.
They love that.
And
dude, think about the people that have probably taken him up on like that offer.
Oh,
or
I'm
like
doing
people
this
like
shit?
him, dude.
Oh, this would be perfect for streamers, man.
Do you remember when the
Holy
NFL
shit.
Do you remember when the NFL got in big trouble for that shit?
Oh
No,
my God,
they do that?
no.
Because they kept advertising it like they were doing the like pink ribbon and taking, I don't know if they were taking donations, but they were kind of alluding to, yeah, we support breast cancer awareness and breast cancer research and blah 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 blah. And then I think they found out whatever the major breast cancer place was just like funneling money.
Oh,
wait.
Christ.
Well, they don't. Oh, so if they say like we support breast cancer research, they actually literally have to monetarily support it. They can't just do it in like spirit.
I mean, if you're taking money for it, I feel like you have to.
No, I mean like I support Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
can
didn't
say
give them
that.
any money. Like,
but if you're requesting money while saying that, it's going to make it seem.
They were asking for donations.
I can't remember if the NFL was or not, or what their thing was. I know that the breast cancer, whatever the big one was doing that. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That's weird. Why would NFL be big on breast cancer? It seems like more of like a heart society or something.
I don't know, because America. I think it's just
more into like
America
brain
things.
disease.
Yeah,
no, you don't want to raise awareness for that
Right,
because then people know.
You do not want them
keep
to
that shit
research
on the
that.
DL. Yeah.
Do not
That's
look
not
into
what
this.
you want. That's not going to do yourself any favors.
I was going to say the worst thing that's ever been offered to me that's horrible is that I'm going to be on the gamer hole at the end of the month, but
oh damn,
I guess it was something. Yours was a lot worse.
That's fine. Because in between the time that you're gonna go and the hiking trip, or in between, now and the hiking trip, you're gonna be on the gamer hole, and you have 2 hours, a window to just weave little words into
subliminal. Superbliminal.
No, you have to straight up full on 2 hour assault him.
Barrage him.
Yeah.
I like one of the comments that somebody left on the video where they were like, oh, okay, I get it. So Bizzle will fly across the country, go to Sam's house, lives in a basement, and die of puking for 24 hours to make a 9-minute green screen video. But Aqua can't get himself to go on a hiking trip because it's too much effort. Like
in his backyard, by the way.
In his backyard.
It is like, it's right there. We're not gonna be that far from him. And you know what else is fucked up? Watch this shit. Hold on, let me go to my phone. Let me go to my messages. Let me go to people that I texted yesterday. Aqua
likes us. I know that he likes us.
Left me on red.
But do we make him uncomfortable?
We make him really uncomfortable.
I also just don't think he's much of like a hiker, really. is another. He's like a Zelda
Oh,
playing.
he's a shitty boy, huh?
Dude,
City
I'm not
boy.
much of a
Raised in
hiker.
New York
Bryan
City.
is
You
Bryan
are,
is living
Sam.
in
You've
there.
been on hiking trips though, where you went backpacking. That's more than like
You
a
know,
guy
I
that's
walked-
never gone.
I walked with Sam through some woods. He's got
Yep.
it. He's got
He's a
the
good
chops,
walker.
dude. He can do
Yeah.
it. He might not have the physicality. He might not
That's
have the
morel
mentality. He
mushroom.
might not have the spirituality. He might not have any of the core components that go into making somebody good at hiking. But he can
yet-
still do it.
yeah.
He can still do it.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, no, I think
You know.
Aqua should go, but that
It's all about the
saying
rhythm
And the rime.
and the rhyme.
And getting
All
up
right.
when it's bobsled time. Those are kind of the 3 rules that I try to live my life by, you know?
Mhm.
Before I put my head
Anyway.
down on my pillow at night.
But
I'll probably
I
just plug
send-
Forehead Fables for 2
Rhythm.
hours.
No.
Yeah,
On the
fuck.
game roll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, oh
That'd be great.
god, can you act more like Brian and Sam, please?
Yeah.
I'll do the face for 2 hours.
Don't even respond to
Just
them.
drooling all like, all right, Poob, seriously, we brought you on here as a friend. If you're gonna act like this.
No, Forehead Fables lets me act like this. They let me get away with murder over there.
You
speak
guys
more like
seen
Sam.
Secret of Nim?
This place sucks. Can't even talk about movies for an hour.
Dude, just have your background incredibly like inhospitable. Like right now, your background is nice, flowery, beautiful area. Make it just some
Beautiful.
desolate shithole. Be like, God, this place sucks.
Just get Brian to give you a picture of his room.
Yeah, I'll just
This
leave.
is
The most
Take a picture with
desolate
the chip.
fucking place I've ever seen. They just got the bed drives
Hospitable.
me nuts, dude. I know that you must use it or whatever, but it just seems like such a ridiculous
Right.
use of space in there. You have another bed upstairs, you said, right?
Yeah,
That's where
yeah.
he puts things. I've seen him put plates
Yeah,
and Lego
it's a
things.
table.
Yeah.
Table.
What?
It's a
It's
soft
table.
table.
Why not? Wouldn't a table be a more effective table than a bed?
That's a table I can sleep on. It's a
You can sleep on any table if you're
space
tired
effective.
enough.
It's a good
Jesus.
sleeping
table, dude.
yeah. It's
Do
a
you
sleeping
nap
table.
down here?
Yeah, I
Oh
sleep
my-
all the time down here.
Oh my god.
It's
So when
my
you-
sleep table.
So what table do you eat at?
Well, I eat at this. This is the desk. This is the eating desk.
You really don't. You need a
And this is the
studio
entertainment
apartment.
section.
You don't need this full ass place. You need a one
I can
room.
make do. I can
Yeah,
make
like-
do.
Oh my god.
Dude, you're getting a haircut today, you said, right?
Oh yeah, for
What,
sure.
what, so are you changing styles? What's the
I'm
deal?
just cutting it short, so I don't have to deal
You
with
don't
it.
want to get some maintenance. You could
don't
cornrow
get
it.
it so short
Don't
that
go
you
too-
can't
I
do
like your
anything with it.
hair,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, like, I saw your hair. It's been months ago actually since I looked at you on a webcam, I think, but it's long enough to the point where you're almost out of the weird, awkward phase, so you can do
Oh, no,
something with your hair if you wanted to.
I thrive in the
That-
awkward phase.
Mm.
That's what I want. I want
You're gonna
just
cut it to a
all
even
year.
more awkward face.
I'm gonna cut it short. Like I just
Like-
don't want to deal with it. It
like
gets in my
buzz-
fucking
not like
face.
buzz
It
cut,
gets in my
slightly
face,
above buzz
and I gotta
cut
wash
when
it.
it's getting weird.
Like,
Like,
and it
you know,
takes an
like
hour
a-
to dry.
like
oh,
a-
it's
like
the
a-
worst.
Like what? Like down to skin on the sides? How short are you going?
Yeah. Well, not like
What about
not
the
like
top?
a fucking Nazi or anything.
No, I mean, you want
Yeah,
a little,
skin
like
it.
a
you want
clean
little-
shaven buzz
you want a little
cut.
foof, right? A little foof.
No, I don't
No
got the
foof.
hairline for that anymore. All right, maybe a few years ago, but you know,
What does that even mean?
I'm on borrowed hairs.
My hairline's going
You know what
back.
I'm
You
saying?
get this dope widow's peak
You can
thing
count
going on.
'em.
Looks like you're serious all the time because your hair comes down at a point. I look
Bizzle's got
serious all
the,
the time,
Pretty
guys.
cool.
Look serious.
Bizzle's got
time.
the hair of the who's the ginger guy from Yu Yu Hakusho?
Oh fuck yeah! What a compliment, dude.
He's got that the like the Japanese pompadour where it goes in on
Oh,
itself.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I'm pretty sure his name is Kurabara.
Yeah, Kurabara, yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
A little bit of JoJo look going on here. It's pretty cool.
The pompadour.
Brian,
I
why
used
you
to
do
have a
that?
sick pompadour.
I don't
Get
have
a
naturally
pompadour.
like
Go get a
poofed
pompadour.
He
hair.
has, it looks like
Like
Brian has like thinner, kind of straight hair. My hair's all wavy. When my
Yeah.
hair's long, it just kind of goes all over. It's been a while, but again,
Yeah,
long hair
Brian,
is a
make your hair
fucking.
that.
Don't
Make
do
my hair look
that.
like his.
Do
Yeah,
that
let me
with
get
your
a.
hair.
What would I do? Get
Get
a perm or something?
Yeah,
How would I
go
make
get
it?
go get a perm.
Oh, that'd be so sick.
Get Jerry curls. That's what I want. Jerry curls.
Jerry curl would be a lot of maintenance. You'd have to put so much product in your hair.
That would be hilarious on the hike if he had Jerry curls.
Wait, you're like, hold up, boys. Stop. I need to reapply.
I gotta oil up. Yeah.
Everybody's just pouring sweat, and it just cuts.
He's pouring
dripping.
Jerry curl juice. Yeah,
it's just dripping onto his shoulders.
Oh god.
Yeah, you should definitely get a perm. That would be funny.
I
you don't go into work anymore, do you? Like, you don't like go into work.
No, I don't go.
Who fucking cares if you show up to the office with a sick perm and some Jerry curl or whatever? Like, nobody's gonna think twice.
They're not gonna say shit.
Yeah,
dude, I could not maintain
they probably
that.
Say something.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's a lot of work to maintain that hair properly.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what's that guy? The dude that wrote Fight Club, Chuck Palahniuk or whatever.
Yeah.
He
Does he have Jerry?
Sounds right.
No,
I watched that the other day. Sorry.
I was watching like an interview with him, and he said that a lot of the stories of Fight Club were taken from personal experiences and stuff, and when he was doing research. And one of them was when he was doing some hike, and the people at night were camping like near him, and they were just like blasting loud music. And he was like, dude, I'm trying to get some fucking sleep. I like hiked all day, and who wants to be out in the middle of the woods and just hear people with a boombox? He ended up getting in like a fist fight with these guys, and his face got all fucked up. And then he just went back to his job, like work, and he's like, people avoid that shit. Like,
yeah, they won't bring it up.
They won't bring it up. He's like, most people didn't even talk to you about like.
I mean, that depends on your job a lot too. That's like an office environment job. If you work someplace where you're close, your buddies are gonna be like, "The fuck happened to your face, bro?"
And I've noticed if you have a bad haircut, people won't fucking say a word to you, except for all of my friends. Apparently, when I got my horrible haircut,
I mean, I will like, because they gotta do you a service. It's like I hate it when people don't tell you if you got like a little stuff on your teeth, a little bogey. They're like, I won't tell them because it's embarrassing. Like, well, it's gonna be way worse when I'm walking at a person number 13 with fucking fat drip coming out my nose. I'd rather you just told me now. But I was gonna say, I really hope they left the music going when they did the fight, and I hope it made sense for the combat that ensued. You know?
Yeah.
Or imagine that it wasn't. It was just like Celine Dion's greatest hits, and these dudes were listening to it at a reasonable volume, and this other guy's just an asshole. Went over there and picked a fight just so they could get a story out of him.
I hate Celine Dion.
Oh, you guys are listening to Celine Dion? I could probably take these chumps. Oh my god, these are the strongest Celine Dion fans of all time.
I after I was accused of being whatever, I don't want to get into an incel by that chick.
Oh, let's say rapist.
I decided to rewatch Fight Club and American Psycho for the first time since I was like a kid.
That seems like an odd reaction to being called an incel.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of diving into it. I'm just gonna try to embrace it.
You got.
That reminds me of that neighbor kid I had who I told you about, who when he'd get upset, he'd slam the door and then go watch John Wick at full blast.
God, that's
Mom
scary.
doesn't understand me.
No, it's just like I've been seeing all these like film bro TikToks about like making fun of people that like those and stuff, and then I was like, it did like reverse marketing on me. I guess regular marketing because I watched it, but I rewatched both of them, and then
what's the beef with Fight Club?
I don't know.
Just it's a well-made movie.
Didn't they redo the ending?
It was some of parts of it. I was like, oh my god! Like I get it's like a joke. The ending was really funny. I thought I didn't really remember it. Like I watched it when I was younger with my dad, and I don't know. I enjoyed it. American Psycho 2 is awesome. Like it was really funny.
I heard that. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Well, I was just gonna say the other night, a woman rang my doorbell at like 3 a.m. and I had a screwdriver in my pocket, and I was just like thinking back to these movies, like big time. I was scared out of my mind. I finally got Goblin Gas for the first time in like months because my friends left some, and at 3 a.m., my doorbell just started like ring, ring, and my dog starts going crazy. And then there's knocking. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I woke up out of it. I'm like, did I just dream that? Maybe, I don't know, maybe. And then the doorbell goes again. I'm like, what the fuck? And it took me, I was more angry because it took me so long to fall asleep this night. I don't know why. Like, normally I'm out. And this night I was like, oh, I'm finally asleep. Ring, 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 ring. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I like yelled at my roommate. I'm like, dude, like, do you hear this? And he didn't wake up from it somehow. And I'm like, okay, dude, like, well, get up. Like, I'll be right back. I'm going to go see who's at the door. And there's just some woman at the door. And she was like, yeah, sorry, I pulled into your guys' driveway and my car doesn't have reverse on it. And like, I need you
My
to
car
move
doesn't
two of
have
your.
reverse?
She was like, I need you to move these 2 cars in your parking lot, like in front of our garage. I was like, what?
It sounds like you're gonna get mugged.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
what
immediate,
the
and
fuck?
I'm like fucked up still. Like I'm like, oh what? And I'm immediately like I've got my screwdriver in my pocket. I'm like looking around, like, well, this is incredibly suspect. And I'm like, hey, I go get my roommate. I'm like, man, like what the fuck? Like,
Nah, man,
this woman
just
needs
tell
you
her
to-
it's not your job and to call a tow company.
well,
Yeah, what
no,
the
but it's
fuck?
also it's like it is very unlikely, but I just don't feel like there were so many cars parked in front of our house. I feel like they wouldn't like rob
Why
us.
would you? Well, okay. Well,
Well,
why
anyway,
choose
just
that
good
road to turn
Samaritan.
around on if it's full of cars?
It used to. This is where it's like almost probably. I don't want to like narrow down where I live too much, but like anything. And she was like, "Yeah, if I keep turning, I'm gonna hit your car." So I'm like, "Hey, man, why don't you like move your car?" So I'm like, "But proceed with caution." We both go out there, and he's like checking the alley and stuff, and like, what the fuck? And this lady's so nonchalant, like she didn't just wake us up at 3 a.m. She's like, yeah, I need you guys to like move your car, please. Like, I'm stuck here. And he moves both of them, and then my car's in the way. She's like, yeah, you need to move your car too. I'm like, we're about to have 3 sets of keys out here. Like, this is a primo setup to like jack these cars.
Has she
like,
does her car not go
Dude,
in neutral?
Yeah.
No,
how
I
does
would
it-
have. Told her to get in neutral and
I
push
immediately
that bitch out of
just put it
there.
in neutral and we'll just push it backwards.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was a kind of a big ass car. But I'm also like, how do you drive around? It was beat to hell, but I'm like, how do you drive around without reverse?
No
like
reverse,
that seems
yeah.
almost
It's illegal.
it's not right. And then we like move fucking until we reset up our entire driveway at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, like driving her around. And then she pulls out and a like car immediately follows her and they're like, thanks. Like they just got there to help her. So it was just weird as fuck.
Oh my lord.
It was super
It's
sketchy.
like-
And I was like, okay, next time my roommate's like, yeah, next time let's just call the cops or
No,
something.
no,
I'm like,
no. Next
Yeah.
time it happens, you mug her.
Yeah.
You beat her to the
Give me- I
punch.
got a
You have the
screwdriver,
screwdriver in your
Yes,
pocket.
and
She was on your
"Hey,
doorway.
American Psycho."
All right. So you just
Stab her in the fucking
grab
eye
her.
with a screwdriver.
No, dude, you don't need that. The threat of violence is more than enough. Just pull her in. She's on your doorstep, right?
Scalp her with it.
Yeah, then you
she's-
call your roommate down, so there's 2 of you, all right? And then you just both
my
just
roommate's
wield
big as
angry
hell.
screwdriver. Well, then you're set. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Then
why I was like,
tell
you
her
go
that-
out there first. Like,
Tell
they'll,
her
they'll
that,
be less
like,
likely
hold
to
her
take
down,
you.
then you hold the screwdriver to her face.
Yeah, tell her you want her no reverse car or her
And
life.
then, but you go get in my car and move it real quick so I can take this.
Ooh, yeah,
you-
that's even better actually. At screwdriver point, you make her repark all the cars.
Yeah.
Now get out of here. Yeah, and then she just like drove off. She didn't like, I
No,
don't know. It
thank
was
you.
so like,
Didn't give you like
damn,
20
bitch,
bucks.
you just woke me up at 3 o'clock and everyone in my house. It took me like I'm trying to get to go
God,
to
dude.
sleep. I was so angry.
I feel
This
like
was,
I'm
like,
way
yesterday.
too. I don't know what. Like I'm way too
Oh, that's fucked.
non-engaging. Like I would never ever ring somebody's doorbell at 3 a.m. trying to get like I would sit out there all night
Anything,
in
right?
neutral trying to push it myself
Yeah,
like an idiot,
yeah.
or I would call it like I just
That's
don't know.
that's what I was gonna say was
The
like
lack of consideration to
It's
fucking go
fucking
around
nuts.
ringing door like
And,
the
like,
only
also-
reason I'm gonna ring a doorbell at 3 a.m. is if somebody's like actively hunting me down and I'm going to die and I need shelter and to call the cops or whatever else. Like I don't know.
I'm sure she felt shame. I bet you the first time was
Dude,
probably the hardest.
I
No
mean,
shame.
would you feel
No,
shame
she
if
was-
you're the kind of
like, she
person who
was
can do
in-
that kind of thing?
in her-
Because if you felt shame, you wouldn't do it in the first place.
She was interlacing doorbell pushes with knocks. She was not. She was like, "Come
She hit
on,
the
where are you?
combo?
Wake up!"
Jesus fucking
Like
Christ.
she did it for like. Also, by the time like I woke up the first one, when I don't know how many times she'd done it. I'm a deep sleeper, so like when I woke up, I was like, "What the fuck." I like got changed, put in my contacts, woke up my roommate. Like she had been ringing it for probably like 8 minutes, like
Jesus
every like 30
fucking
seconds.
bitch. She
And
would
I'm
have done that all
make it
fucking night.
stop!" Like I'm going insane. But at this point, we don't have a porch light, and I'm like, I'm not going out there for the first time until
She's
my
going
roommate
to a place
at
with
least
the porch
knows
light
that.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why didn't you just go to a different door? Why would you spend 8 minutes hounding somebody?
Oh,
the only door.
I guess because it's 3 a.m., so you know they're probably there. But
Yeah,
ridiculous.
hindsight,
You need to get
you
like
know.
a ring camera. That
I
can
know,
shoot
exactly.
paintballs. so that if it's not the right person, you can pelt them a few times. I think that'd be a good idea.
Or like, I unscrew my peephole, and then I put a straw with a spitball in it. Hit her right there. The worst thing is our door. Here's more doxing information.
Dude, someone found my house based off of door color.
Okay, Stalt, cut that out, but listen, just for context for the story. But anyway, Stalt, I've got a big pink door.
I mean, Stalt, I'm pretty, been lonely these past few months, so if you want to go ahead and dox me subtly and just if people just show up at my place, that'd be terrible. It'd be awful. I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
Bizzle said his biggest fear is someone breaking into his house and being the big spoon in bed.
Exactly. Somebody just coming down to San Diego, California, breaking in
and being the big
I'm on the
spoon.
first floor, pretty accessible, and I normally leave my window open on the back right hand side. It'd be fucking awful. I got that new Tufted needle mattress, and I only sleep on half of it, and I just kind of, be nice if there was some kind of
with my tinnitus,
snuggly home invader. Oh yeah, dude, I'm not gonna hear anything. As long as their steps
deadens the sound.
As long
of
as
the
the steps
opening.
sound like a high pitched ring, there's no way I'll detect them. The kind of person who's just like nothing. Come on in.
Damn.
I'm amazed somebody got your place off the door color, but also not amazed because I feel like given a large enough audience, you're going to have an autistic enough person who's going to, be able to accomplish something like that.
Shit?
Yeah, through the window.
Yeah, he walked by like
hoping it was a home invader.
Full chills.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that dog freaks me out.
She's not the best guard dog in the world. Mostly she got butthurt because I stayed the first night and she didn't know I was there. So when I came up in the morning, she was like, "Oh, what the woof."
Yeah.
Woof. Like, oh, I've
taken her
been
out.
here for
I snuck them in while everybody was sleeping, and so imagine you're a dog and all of a sudden this second man just emerges from the inside staircase. She was like, "What the fuck?"
I felt like a failure.
She's like, "Coming through the front door, you fucking sicko. What's wrong with you?" And even when he was like petting her, she was that was the first time I've ever seen her like spooked by someone. She was like, "What the fuck's this guy doing?"
Until I gave her a treat, then she instantly bonded, and that's when you went over the fact you're like, "Oh yeah, I was watching this criminals movie, and they were talking about breaking in, and the guy said." Yeah, I never actually care if dogs are there because every time I give them a piece of Oscar Mayer ham, and then specifically it was Oscar Mayer ham
to catch a burglar or something.
I've never
to catch
had one
a
be
criminal.
mad at me after I give it an Oscar Mayer ham. They're just.
It was like have you seen that show, Poob or Bryan?
I've seen To Catch a Predator. I've seen
this is like cat burglars that made a show where they break into people's houses and then confront them with the shit they stole, and they're like, "This is how you can improve your house."
Awesome.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And like, and one of them was like, he's like in his little fanny pack, he
confused.
just carries some ham. He's like, "Yeah, guard dogs. I've never been bit by a dog. I just give them ham, and then they love me."
I'm not gonna break in anybody's house, but I do think I'm gonna start wearing a fanny pack full of ham. You know what I mean?
That San Diego heat is going. That's gonna do you wonders when you're trying to
It'll
pick up
glaze
shit.
it. Yeah.
Yo, can I write down my phone number on this hot piece of ham in my fanny pack?
Nah, man, because the key is not to look for them.
The permanent marker.
I've never had a girl who could resist me throwing her a slice of Oscar Mayer ham.
It's deli quality, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's why it's so funny to me. It's the Oscar Mayer one. Like, if I got the high quality one, they'd be like, "Ew, why are you carrying a ham around?" But if you carry the Oscar Mayer one, they're just like,
meat circle. my dog's a good like guard dog in that he's weirdly. I mean, it's kind of annoying. He's like super protective of the house. But he couldn't, scare anyone if they saw him. But just like what he sounds like, he sounds kind of scary. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this last podcast. I can't remember if it happened then or not, or if it's happened since then. But the other day, my dog just went like ham at like 6 a.m. Because I leave my window. Yeah, he went Oscar Mayer wild. I left.
I thought you meant like feed me.
Yeah, no. I leave the window open right next to my bed when I go to sleep, and like the blinds up, and he'll just like stare out there at the street and stuff. I just like the wind. And he was going crazy the other day. I'm like, oh God, it's probably just someone walking their dog. And I heard something run by my window, and I was like, what the fuck? And I like grab my glasses and I check, and there's nothing. I'm like, oh. And I got to the front yard, or I got the front door where there's not a window, so I opened it up, and then I looked out, and there's just 2 fucking huge pit bulls that look like they get fed gunpowder, like roaming around my yard with no, master around or anything.
Dang, they're their own dogs.
They just went on a little adventure. Then they went through the yard and just kind of disappeared.
Pits are so cute, but so often have shitty owners.
Yeah, roaming wild pit bulls would be frightening as fuck.
Yeah. I know it's like they're, it's not like a bad dog inherently. It's how they're raised. But if I just seen those, I'm like, fuck that. Like that's scary. I'm not gonna go in there and be like, here, buddy.
It's also just how they're built, and because of.
And these were like big
because of their history.
Bizzle, if you get further from that mic, I'm gonna.
I was gonna ask you a question because it was like we're like an hour in, right?
Yeah.
So when do we smoke? You know what I'm saying?
Whenever you want my coffee's gonna be here in 15 minutes.
And like I was gonna roll a blunt, but I can't roll the blunt if I got a fucking.
Yeah, he can do that legally and stuff because he's like lives in the. For the audience and for the FBI that watches this, he lives in a legal state.
God, that's
illegal
weed, wild stuff.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
I technically have legal in that, right? Well, okay, not all of it, but I've got it. It's all legal. But I went to one of those, sketchy little spots the other day to buy like Delta 8. Even though I'm not a big fan, but it is legal here, I guess. I got like a little vape thing of it. Got this shit. I've been having just weird, sketchy interactions lately. It scared the shit out of me because I get out of it's already in like a kind of a part of town you just wouldn't go to normally. Like not a great part of Indianapolis. And then it's just super like secluded in this little like outlet mall thing. It was like the only store open. It's like 11. I'm like, I'm already just like, okay, keep my wits about me. I go in there, buy it. I look around, no one, I'm like, okay, whatever. I get to my car, I shut it. I'm like, I might as well. I just lock the door. Within a second, I look over and there's a guy just outside my window. That he just popped up out of fucking nowhere with a paper. And I'm like waving him away. Like, I don't know if he wants me to sign something or some shit. I'm like, it scared the fuck out of me.
I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah.
Please.
No, I don't. Please. Yeah, I mean, like, I think he was. I don't know if he was trying to get signups for something. I don't know. Super, like, you don't just sneak up on people
at 11 o'clock at night or something.
Yeah, like that is how you get like shot or something. Like he just popped up, and I like wave him off, and he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Fuck off." And he's like, okay. He walks back to his car, and I'm like, address home, like GPS. I start my car, I start reversing, and then he starts walking back towards me. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, you're scaring the shit out of me.
People will do some wacky shit. That was like when I was going to that concert in LA. We're at like a red light, busy, normal intersection type deal, and the dude in front of us just gets out of his car and then like walks back, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And then just starts asking us for directions to somewhere. I'm like, bro, I don't know. I'm like looking at you and you have a phone. Can't you look that shit up? Or he's like, oh, well, I thought you might know. It's like, you were at the front of an intersection. You thought it would be the right idea to get out of your car, walk to the car behind you and ask for direct, like, not neighborly, but this just seems a little inappropriate, bro.
Yeah, we always got to stay on edge here in the Nap Town, city that never sleeps, they call it.
Nap Town.
Yeah, Nap Town never naps, is what they always say.
It's an ironic name, a misnomer.
When you were talking about that lady with her car that can't reverse, and you were like, there was no shame in her knocking. When you have a car that bad, you lose all
become
shame.
Shameless.
All shame. But like same thing with a person getting out of their car to like come behind you and ask for directions. Like, have you guys ever had a car so shitty where you're just like,
dude's car wasn't shitty. That's what made it even weirder.
I gotta hop out and spray ether into the fucking air intake at the red light. I'm sorry, guys. Like, you just resigned to the fact that you're that asshole in traffic.
Yeah, that would be more understandable. This was just somebody who had no social bearing. That was, or maybe I don't know. It just seems like a really weird thing to do. It's not bad. It's not malicious. It's just
as soon as he got out of the car, I would have fucking gone right through and pushed him in his door,
like
fucking the other way.
Late o'clock in LA. I kind of
like
thought
GTA.
this is an unusual scenario.
Well, I've just been on edge lately, so I don't know. One of these,
In general.
I've had too many just really sketchy feeling incidents that are apparently just people just doing their day to day. But one of these times, they're not going to.
There's a lot of people and there's a lot of weird people. So everybody's
just
day to
funny
day, I
that-
guess.
Like the lady that knocked on your door acted like it was like no explanation or
Nothing.
anything. She's like, yeah, you like need to move your car. Like
It was like we were in. She was like, I forgot this is sealed in now, and I can't like go around. Like, I can't reverse. I need you to move these 2 cars. I'm like, okay, I guess.
yeah, but like that's such a normal thing for her. She like doesn't even. It's so weird for you.
She must have known I was like fucking blazing scared out of my I like opened up the door and was like peeking around and
Red
like,
eyes.
yeah, I'm like, hello, and it's like there's
Trembling
no
with your
porch light.
screwdriver hand, ready to go.
Oh, yeah, we're both in the dark. I've got a screwdriver at the ready. I'm just like,
What's
hello.
funny is even if you were awake and like it's just the time. The time is not.
3 a.m. is such a scary time to get a
Did
like.
she even apologize for like
Well, and she's not
knocking
even
that late?
stuck though. The situation is.
Yeah,
is-
did she even say, I'm so sorry?
I know it's late. Nothing.
Yeah.
None of
No, nothing.
When you said her
was
friends showed
Not-
up too or
no
something.
apology.
I know the
Just be like,
friends showing up right then. I was like, but then if they wanted, to take our cars, like they had a perfect opportunity. When my roommate had 2 sets of keys on him and was moving 2 cars, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's when but we have that airsoft gun that looks like a real gun. So I knew where that was if I had to just flaunt it.
Brandish.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need some of those. We also need more like scav PMC outfits if we're gonna do more.
He just segued into that. I think Bizzle was frightened about the fact that the only guns I have for like filming stuff are actual firearms, like the Alec
No,
Baldwin
I
thing.
wasn't. It wasn't. We just had to
racked the
make
slide
sure.
every now and then to make sure it was
Well,
empty.
I told you
and then I made him
okay.
suck on the barrel.
Well, but not with my mouth.
You're clicking the trick.
Yeah, nah.
You suck on it.
No.
Pull it out, man.
Yeah, if Abby
butt.
kept like listening in on us because we're loud as shit in here. She was like, "What the hell is going on in there?" But we were talking about that. It was like some Stephen King book, The Stand. Have you ever seen that? Or ever read the book? Watched the miniseries? You know, like Stephen King, like everybody always talks about in it. There's like the orgy with like 12-year-olds and they're like, why? This is so gross. Like, this is the weirdest sex thing. I'm like, that's not even close to the way. Like, if you read The Stand, it's like a post-apocalyptic story. And like one of the guys finds like a stronger dude that's more capable. And like, he hangs out with him because he's like able to defend him, you know? But part of their partnership is that he has to jack off the strong guy. And like, while he's jacking him off, the guy like sticks the barrel of his pistol in his ass repeatedly. And I'm like, that's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever read in a book in my life. I would rather read chapters of 12-year-old orgies over one barrel.
Oh,
like,
dude,
like
choose
doesn't
your
At least
What's
the
the
barrel
pistol
fucking
have
thing
iron
is interesting.
sights?
like
Like,
better.
Like that just
You
seems
guys-
like I haven't seen a pistol barrel that I would want in my ass. They all have jagged iron sights on the end
but
of them. And
we
everything.
established he puts on the penis-shaped silencer.
Yeah, he's got a very smooth cock-shaped silencer.
Cock-shaped silencer. It's huge, but
One of those 1960s ones that are like just a whole like
like a
fucking
gas
way
can.
bigger, yeah, a huge
Looks
can.
like a can of spray paint.
Yeah.
I also thought it was funny
at silencing.
when I was coming over. Sam was like, "Do you want me to put blinds up or whatever else?" Because over the sleeping arrangements, there's big downstairs windows. I told him no, but then I was thinking about it later that night. Like, what would I do? I guess I'd just fucking yell out defining features of the intruder as I die.
That's the best way to do it.
But the first night I was like,
Tattoos, anything you can.
I was thinking, I was like, I guess Sam has that shotgun in his closet. It's probably not loaded, though. Next day when we go to use the shotgun, definitely completely fucking loaded and ready to rock. I was like, well, okay, I guess if somebody did break in, my weapon of choice would have been a good one. Yeah. Because that shit was ready to rock.
And it was like halfway buried in a giant cardboard
so
box.
So many times because I was,
What, sketched about the shotgun? Yeah.
Not sketched about it. I'm cool with firearms, but it's just like we're using a real one that was loaded 10 seconds ago. If anything happens, it is 100% my fault for not checking this. Like putting fucking all my fingers in every which way, looking at the barrel, down and back.
You know what's funny?
A million times.
Like 2 videos ago, I also used a pistol in the introduction of a video, and like a couple of those gun guys sent me messages. It's like the only fucking thing they care about. They're so one-dimensional. They're like, excellent trigger fucking safety or whatever, where you just don't stick your finger in like the trigger display. Excellent trigger discipline. It's like they have 2 things they give a shit about. It's that and mags versus clips.
Oh yeah,
those are like the 2 things that they give a shit about. So now I'm gonna hot trigger every time I'm gonna get like a fake airsoft one. I'm gonna have that fucking finger crank so hard on the trigger,
and it's twitching like you have
dude, just actively be misfiring it. Just let loose a couple rounds here and there.
I need to get really good at like what's that called, like the muzzle flares, Freddie W style, so I can just accidentally at the end of shots just
close one.
I thought the shooting scenes turned out really well.
Came over this weekend, that fake gun, it looks so fucking real. I've talked about before how for like months I thought my roommate was just kind of like brandishing a real gun at me and like would occasionally like be hiding behind my door and like and I'm like, dude, like Jesus Christ. And I was like super scared. Like one time I just came in here, was sitting on my chair. I'm like, is this a threat? Like, what is this? And then one day I'm like, hey man, like I really don't appreciate you pointing that at me. He's like, what? Like, it's not even, there's no like BBs in it or whatever. I'm like, what the, like, this is a real ass gun. He's like, why would there never be BBs do that with a real gun? My friends came over. It was just on the chair, and one of them was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And like was like looking at it, and I grabbed him like bang, 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 and like pulled the trigger, and they're like, "Ah!" So funny. But I got it mixed up with my real gun I bought recently.
That's exactly what I was about to go into.
I hate it when that happens, dude.
So I miss my friends, but yeah.
Does it look like a Beretta? Like, what does it look like? Is it just like a regular?
I can grab it when I get my coffee. It looks like I think like a Walter or something.
Yeah,
was it something like
that? 007 gun. Oh, wait! When you pull the trigger, does the slide go back and everything?
Yeah, I think
it's airsoft, right? They usually,
you'll. I don't even know where you load airsoft bullets into it. Like, I
usually there's like
inside the handle
thing.
The handle,
because it just looks like a real gun with a weird like metal thing in the barrel. Like it doesn't have any orange on it either. It's just like heavy too. Like it's got the weight to it. Which is cool.
Is it CO2 powered?
I have no fucking idea. I don't know any of the components of this thing. Like my roommate will have it in his room, or randomly will just put it around the house. And now it's like my backup plan if someone ever tried to break in.
Why don't you go to the door with a screwdriver if you guys have an airsoft gun?
Well,
I mean, a screwdriver would be the real one.
Really hurt someone with. Yeah. I mean, I also have like sword here. I need like a baseball bat is what I need. Something more practical.
Basically the audience out there, keep in mind Poob is almost defenseless. I, on the other hand, have loaded shotguns hanging around.
Whoa, but it looks real, the gun, but now you know it's
not. There could be like a 3-week difference between when we record this and when it goes live. He could have gone out and bought a Walther PPK.
My dad wants to give me one of his real guns, so maybe I will by that time have that. I'll just set it around the house too until my roommate, like, it's identical. I'll just switch them out. My roommate accidentally shoots me or something.
I think I told Sam knows, but my stepfather was a gunsmith. That was like his profession for most of his life. Cool. But now that we're bringing this up, it just made me realize at some point I'm going to inherit like an armory. I'm living in California. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. How am I gonna
start the militia?
I don't know what I'm gonna do with all that stuff. Because I'm gonna have to keep it in Alaska, I would think.
Wouldn't you need a bunch of permits and licenses and stuff too?
Not for Alaska so much, but for California, I have no idea what the gun laws are down here. Something wacky.
You can't have an armory.
There is a guy that...
No, it's a lot of cool, like, weird, kind of like unique, almost historical weapons. There's a bunch of black powder weapons and a bunch of... gadgets. They're not gadget based so much as they have like a lot of interesting art or features or customization to them.
That's cool.
But
that's like almost cooler than a gadget. Just like
they're kind of like art piece, stuff. Firearms,
ivory, elephant tusk.
What are those black powder rifles that the like Afghani
pirate gun
people would use? Yeah, they're like a
back.
weird.
My coffee just got dropped off.
All right, they're like a weird sniper thing, and then the hilt like has it's like a horn.
Yeah. And I know what you're talking about.
They're like insane sharpshooter guns, and they're so cool. But and each one is just ornate, where they've etched all sorts of stuff and done gold inlay down the barrel, and there's a lot of artistry that goes into something that is then used to shoot someone in the face. Yeah. It's weird that you would put that much stank on it.
I don't know. I feel like that's almost about as human as it gets.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like if
you're
I'm
taking something that is purely functional and its purpose is to kill things, and then you're like,
you gotta doll it up.
I'm gonna art it up. Yeah, I'm gonna put some
Well, at the end of the day, if you were gonna get shot in the face, would you rather it be with like some?
No, I want it from like the Chrome AK or something. Yeah, dude, I want to get killed by a unicorn.
One of those guns from Romeo and Juliet, 1995.
Oh yeah, those fucking stupid ass guns. They're called swords.
You and me.
That movie's fun, dude. Yeah, that movie slapped. That's one of.
God.
I mean, Leo's in a lot of good movies, but young Leo, good. It's good.
Yeah. Oh man, you brought up The Departed earlier. I was watching clips of that last night. He acts his ass off in that movie. Yeah, that's great.
That's why it's always funny to me that The Revenant ended up being his award-winning one, because it's like, I feel like The Departed or Catch Me If You Can.
Felt like a pity one.
He got his lips chapped for The Revenant and then said 4 words. Fuck off. Like
he got like almost
ass by a bear. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was cool and everything, but I have no desire to rewatch it. The Departed, on the other hand,
thought the cinematography,
I rewatch it all the time. Love that movie.
The coolest part of The Revenant for me is the cinematography, not the acting.
Yeah,
that's on display. It's like when they do that big horse chase scene, and it's like a continuous cool guy shot, and it's like, oh man, such a good one. Did it win everything? I have no idea.
No, I think it won for everything except for what it should have won for. Or maybe that was Mad Max. I think Mad Max didn't win for cinematography, but The Revenant did, which I was like, okay, I understand that for The Revenant because there's nothing else going for it. But
yeah,
the
sound design maybe for The Revenant.
Yeah. But it's not like a Mad Max had anything going on besides cinematography. That shit played out like it was like a highlight reel from an editor. He's like, what insane look do I want in every scene? But like there was no plot point. They were just kind of like, we run this way and then we turn around and run back.
They gotta get the milk.
Yeah.
Gotta get the milk.
Fat titty milk.
And
that would be my Truman Show. We were talking last episode, if you could remake Truman Show, but in any time period, like make someone grow up during like a weird society or whatever, it would be Mad Max with you just raise this kid to drink titty milk from
you would save so it's basically like the Fungal Toe story.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Except instead of the UK, you do it in Australia.
I forgot we had his mom on the podcast. That's funny.
If you were going to do a Truman Show, doing a Mad Max style one would be the way, because you would save so much money. You don't have to build a city. You don't have to build any of that kind of stuff. It's just like, you're in a desert. Knock yourself out.
Like a Dune, or Star Wars New Hope.
They're not going to figure it
out. How's the coffee?
I haven't tried it yet. As I did, they wrote in really like fancy like bubble letters on the top of it, snowy.
And are you drinking it out of an official Forehead Fables Ask mug?
Did you get that in the mail?
I thought it said Sammy at first though, and I was like, "Aw," and then I'm like, "Oh, how do they know my name?" And no, it said Snowy, so that was a good story. But I do have a Forehead Fables mug. I have one. The yellow one.
Ed,
I think
Nettie?
Sam sent it to
Yeah,
me.
I
I
got
mean,
one too.
it has
Yeah,
nothing
he
to do
sent
with
it.
that, Ed and Eddie. It's 90s cartoon
Also,
nostalgia.
that's not
early,
Brian and
early
I on
2000s.
those.
No. And also, I don't know about you, Pooh, but there was rat feces in my cup when I opened it.
No,
so
mine
I
the
don't know.
handle broke off in shipping.
For free?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think
that's
anyone should
weird
buy
because
them.
you know what? Just like a day ago, 2 days
okay.
ago, it was like a week ago. There was some guy that was like,
You know
"Our
what?
Poob
I'm gonna use
sticker's
it.
still shitty." I was like, "Guys, that was just a one-off joke.
What
I
do
was
you- dude,
kidding.
No, I was
the
just at
stickers,
this.
the stickers are very much sticky.
I
They
heard
work
that,
great.
You did
I heard that you
irreversible
introduced-
damage to my brand with that. I still get 1,000 DMs like, Sam said his sticker don't stick, so I ain't gonna stick them. So the Forehead Fables mugs have rat shit in them and they break with hot water. So,
If water is like anything warmer than milk out of the fridge, they shatter."
which is why you should instead buy the huge hand mug, which is
Yeah.
in this neat, like kind of metalish,
Enameled cup, yeah.
basically indestructible. You can put things that are at like 500 Kelvin in this bad boy, and it ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
who's selling
Also,
those?
I
Forehead
heard that
Fables or
you absolutely traumatized Sam's daughter.
Yes.
This little guy.
Pizza man.
I heard that
Peter.
this-
Notice
This
he's still
person-
on the backing paper because he refuses to stick to anything but that.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's more like an
mint.
art piece. It's not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But
Really.
apparently, you called his house as this man.
That's out of context. I heard her talking. I was like, put me on.
So
And then
instead of saying, "Hey, this is Mr. Poob," you decided to go with,
well, I'm not gonna.
"I'm the most
Mr.
terrifying creature
Papa-
possible."
No. See, first off, Papa Poob was my father. Second off, she likes the pizza man. She
Called you
likes the
Mr. Poob.
sticker.
I'll call you Papa.
Um,
Is she
I
no?
know.
She
I
basks
just
in it in
twisted your
horror.
words.
Like she like looks
Yeah.
up at it like
Like
scared.
a child and a god. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Very
I thought
much.
it'd be kind of like, it's like when a kid talks to Santa. It's like you're not going to be, it's kind of like, oh my God, it's Santa. He's such an important
yeah,
big
except
deal.
for parents don't sit there and go like, "Don't worry, Santa can't get you. He doesn't exist."
Yeah, and Santa doesn't ride around on like a bloody
pizza
blood
sauce.
sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Pizza
sauce. It's
sauce.
just sauce. Yeah, let's be fair.
And his
He was
face,
cutting the
dude.
pizza.
What? That's not a face that's gonna inspire
It's singing.
happy
He's happy.
dreams.
That's what she looks like
Dude,
looking
it
up
looks-
at him.
Yeah.
I think the pink part is supposed to be his lips, but it looks like
He
his
mirrors
mouth
your
is just
emotion.
ripping open to the point where you're seeing the gum line inside of his face. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
not, it's the total Beauty and the Beast situation. Don't judge a book by its character. I mean, what?
cover?
Don't judge a book.
Don't judge a book by its contents.
Yeah, don't judge a book by the characters, the world building, the plot. Dude, I am
strictly the title. That's it. That's the only thing you can pass judgment on. You try to get into
The
the
picture on the
content of the
front
book.
is the thing that you're really passing judgment on.
What about the back sleeve? I always thought the back sleeve was kind of a good indicator.
Uh,
Right?
Ooh.
Dude, that
that's
determines
too
whether
much.
or not that thing even goes to the examination chair at the bookstore is whether or not the synopsis on the back is any good.
Yeah.
But definitely the picture on the front, then the entirety of the contents of the book, and then the back synopsis, and then I determine whether or not I want to buy
What the author looks like.
it. Yeah.
Shell Silverstein. Oh, no.
Yeah, fuck no. If it's Shell, I'm not fucking buying it. If it's the old Stephen King where he's got that gnarly unibrow at the back cover of each book, it's a no-go.
I'm not a well-read man, so I don't know that picture.
Me either. I feel bad. Like, you can tell Bizzle's like read and watched everything.
That's
Even-
not
Oh,
true.
I've watched
There's so much
everything.
media out there. I do have a.
Okay,
Most of my
hold
books
on.
are back. I got a
Bizzle's-
lot of books on my
You're
shelf.
gonna
but-
zip for a second while I talk about you. Okay, so act like you can't even speak right now. This motherfucker goes like, "Hey, you ever hear that it's some sort of like poem thing?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Look it up." And then as I'm reading it, he's reciting it in verse without like he knows this.
Mary had a little lamb.
No, it's some
fucking
it's some
Gabe
fucking
John,
like poem where like it's the guy that wrote like Alice in Wonderland or something. Is it Bizzle? You can speak now.
Yeah, Sam had
guy
never.
wrote-
Yeah, it's Lewis
Bandersnatch
Carroll?
or whatever. Yeah, Lewis
Yes,
Carroll.
Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis Carroll or whatever.
And
He's like,
Jabberwocky.
blithely be thy vorpal blade. And I'm like, how do you remember this shit? Fucking weirdo. And he knows all that stuff, man. He's well read.
Have you read Gregor the Overlander though?
I have not.
Oh,
See, there's all kinds of stuff. I've read a lot. I would say I've read a lot of like classics, but there's all kinds of shit that's out there, man. People are making awesome new stuff every day. And anytime I talk with somebody who's an actual like reader, like real bookworm, it's just like tons of great recommendations, but all kinds of stuff I haven't heard of before.
Yeah, I just don't like reading too good because the words get all jumbled in my head and I can't paint a picture. So I like watching a movie instead.
Which is weird because you would think like with a movie, like recalling a movie, you have to, recall. It's like a visual thing. And the whole thing is like your whole disability. You're disabled. Is that you can't visualize stuff.
I need a handicap parking. I know, like I just won't be able to think about where I parked earlier if I parked too far away.
You park in the handicap parking.
The whole thing is you can't recall imagery, then you would think your medium of choice wouldn't be a visual one. You would think reading would be better.
No, reading is like
because he has a picture.
Yeah, reading is
the worst one.
It's still like
your mind is fucking broke.
You remember things?
You are disabled.
There's still. Like when when I'm reading something, it's like kind of getting constructed. It's the same like when I recall something and I talk about it out loud, like it kind of is there more than like if I just sit in silence and I'm like,
no wonder you like socializing and stuff because your mind's all empty and barren and incapable of building
obviously
foundations.
It's not because the homie loves Dungeons and Dragons, which is his mind.
Because he gets to hang out with people for 2 hours and they can't leave. That's why he's like,
what do you think I am?
If that was what it was, then Poob would just be doing escape rooms all the time.
That would truly.
He finds any piece of
the
paper
first clue right in the pocket.
You can't leave.
People are dying to get me in their Dungeons and Dragons runs, okay? Because I'm there for the goofs. And
Name one who's died. Name one who's died.
My friends that thought the gun was fake last week. Fuck, I forgot to grab it when I went up there.
Rest in peace.
I'll grab it next time. But no, yeah, I mean, Dungeons and Dragons is different because it's like it's like I kind of get the it's like they'll go into detail like this church is like blah blah, like it's all this exquisite detail. I'm like, okay, it's like a big church with like a cross on the top or something. Like it's like a church I went to when I was a kid, maybe. But I just really love the like fucking with the DM, like interactions with NPCs and stuff, and
your visual mind looks like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, where everything's just like
kind of Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, in a way, I look just like what's his name, Greg,
bulbous nose, kind of stick figures.
I've got one of these. My hair is just there. No, it's not like that. I don't know. Not like that so fucking crazy. I don't see in like claymation in my mind's eye or something, or in cartoon anymore. Yeah, ever since
the accident.
I call it the incident.
But,
yeah.
Well, it didn't happen on purpose.
Well,
so I have to.
Dr. Pepper. Sorry.
Oh God! Do you know about that too?
I mean,
you know what? Do you know the circumstances right before I threw up? What happened?
No.
I felt relatively okay.
And then you drank a diet.
So maybe these things are correlated. So I eat poison baguette, right? That's dinner time, maybe 6 o'clock.
Start feeling a little weird. Diet Dr. Peppers.
Start feeling a little weird, and then like around 9 o'clock, we go down to do work guy stuff. And we're sitting at the writer's desk. The writer's desk, aka the cum table.
Drink a little shot of poison. A little rat poison.
No, I didn't drink anything. I'm chilling there. If anything, we smoked a little. And then Sam pops open the Chex Mix, bold and spicy, and he's just like shoveling it down.
No, wait, what are the key ingredients in Bold Party Mix?
Yeah.
Fucking
it's garlic,
doodle,
garlic, onion, and Worcestershire sauce or something. Pretty brutal combo, by the way. Carry on.
I always love hearing people say Worcester sauce or however it's properly pronounced. I feel like everybody just kind of does like an elemental P in the middle.
I just like
sounded like it.
I've just never said that word.
This guy, pass me the W sauce, dude.
Yeah, the W sauce. So he does that, and then, you know, slams the Dr. Pepper, and you can tell that he is not used to having a guest, because he slides the paper over to me, I'm writing, and then Sam kind of looks over to see what I'm doing and just goes, like, it's not a real burp, it's one of those hot ones where they just let the air come out, and it's right here, and it's just like, I get a mouthful of it. Like, it's thick, you know what I mean? And it's not like, you know, when you smell something, it smells bad, but when you smell through your mouth and it's like the whole shit, up. Dude, I wish my stomach just started bubbling, and I'm like, oh god, and like, you could tell after I looked at him,
it looked like he got hit with like an Avatar like airbending attack. He fucking he slumped over in his chair. He was like, oh.
Yeah, but I feel like the only reason Sam caught on was because like I was visually disgusted by what was happening, and then it like registers with him like, oh, I just fucking bold mixed Dr. Pepper burp directly into my homie's mouth.
Dude, I shot that
and then 30 minutes later, I had to go throw up. I don't know. It's just weird.
It's like the SpongeBob scene.
Yeah,
in the theater.
you
with
can
the bad
see
breath.
it.
Exactly.
And I was like, I hope my gross disfigurement doesn't bother you. And he's like, not at all, boy. And then he does the yell and everything. I remember burping down into the tabletop, and he had his paper there, and it just like I burped, it went down into the table and just wafted over to him, and it fucking I could almost see his like eyebrows sizzle off and everything. He definitely got hit by it. It was a physical reaction. It was pretty good.
There was
like one, two of the
it was a physical chain reaction. Because at least you do have a really nice downstairs bathroom, though. That was cool. Because Sam was like, I bet you're homesick. I bet you wish you were at, had your own bathroom. I was like, bro, you have not seen my fight. If the webcam went to it, I would show you how comically small it is. And then it's one of those weak flush toilets where like it takes like close to 5 minutes for the thing to fill again. You know what I'm saying? Until you get like a real
it just
full
makes
flush.
that noise.
Yeah.
So if I was actually having to puke into that, I'd just have to sit there with it. Like it's so much nicer when you flush it down, you get the fresh air, you get a pause and whatever's going on. If I was back home, I'd just be sitting there looking into a bowl of my own. Well, to be fair, if I was back here, I wouldn't have had some man burp
you would have
Dr. Pepper into my mouth.
fine.
And I would have had some kind of,
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
child
fuck
hand me
you,
a baguette.
because Abby was going to make biscuits and gravy because he hasn't had biscuits and gravy in forever. And then because of his weak, sickly little immune system, she was like, I'm not making them because he's not even going to eat them.
My week, because nobody else in that house has ever been sick.
I basically
Everybody showed up fine. First.
Yeah.
Weird.
Like I said, it's like the house from fucking Resident Evil 7, dude. That's what Bizzle experienced.
Oh, you know what is funny though is so my toilet is like right here, and right next to it is a huge like piece of glass for like the shower. And when I was puking, it just kind of like falls out of me, like my stomach contents.
Ew.
But Bizzle,
Nah, man, I'm a machine.
Bizzle is like shredded, so when he pukes, his abs like constrict his stomach like a
Get
whoopee
it all
cushion.
out, baby.
He puked so hard it went down into the toilet and splashed puke up onto the glass.
Holy
like
shit.
he geyser puked down and then splashed back up. And I was looking at the height that those like chunks made on the glass. I was like, that was some fucking power.
Yeah, you're gonna want to hit that with a permanent marker and put my name next to it. That way, the next person that comes over and gets vomitously sick, you have some kind of comparison.
Oh, you're gonna vomit? Get downstairs. Get downstairs. I'll get the yardstick.
Yeah. And then Sam, being the good friend that he is, came back with the camera and wanted me to puke on film. And like, I'm dripping. I'm the most hideous state a human can be, where I'm just vulnerable and in pain. Emotionally and physically,
and
it's
smile for the camera, smile
dripping out of my nose, and it's just gross. And he comes in with the fucking camera, and then I couldn't
all
puke.
going according to plan.
And then he abandoned me. He just he left me up there. He asked if I had any questions. I said, "How do I turn off the ceiling fan?" He said, "Circle remote." And I was too embarrassed to tell him I couldn't figure out which remote was the circle remote. So I just sat there shivering with chills under the full blast fan, just like, this will be all right. This will be okay. I don't want him to think I'm an idiot. Then he came down in the morning, was like, "Oh, did you find it? Like, the fan's still on full blast. Did you figure it out?" And I can't. I'm not good at lying, so I was just no. Like, I don't know.
And which remote did I pick up?
The circle remote, the only one with a big circle on it. The only one with a giant fucking circle on it. Because the TV remote has that little bitty circle. I was like, well, is this the circle remote? It seems like kind of a...
I almost feel like getting the 3 remotes that he could choose between so you can guess which one the circle remote is.
I went too far. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But it's not necessary. You don't have...
Shame him. Shame him.
It's pretty rectangular.
It's pretty rectangular. Oh,
it's not. God. It could be more circular. It was on a different table too. They're only okay. I was sick. Wasn't thinking best.
Your mind was warped.
I was dehydrated out of my mind. I didn't understand what was going on.
So you have the options between this one.
It's got a circle.
Well, that's a TV remote.
It's got a circle though. It's got a circle on it.
This one.
Okay, all the buttons are circular.
That looks like for lights or something.
Okay.
Which one do you think the fan remote is?
I can't tell.
Especially when someone gives you the clue. I'm never doing an escape room with this fucking guy.
Have I ever told you how I went to an Ivy League university?
Yeah, he used to flex that shit on me all the time. Like, I went to an Ivy League university. I was like, wow, he's so smart.
Because it's meaningless, dude.
Yeah, and then now I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's right. That is meaningless.
You've seen the truth. Okay, but the only 2 were on the like coffee table. The other one was on the other side. It was a little further away. Out of sight, out of mind.
So from that perspective, it seems like I abandoned him.
Apparently you went upstairs and were like racked with guilt though. You were like, should I be down there comforting Bizzle while he dies at my house?
No, like if I'm puking and stuff, like I just want to be left alone. I'm very much like a sick dog. Like I just want to go off into the woods and die.
I like them to put their hands on me. I like one hand from everybody like they're about to do like
that's what Abby's like. Abby wants someone to sit there and like put a cold compress on her forehead 24/7.
No,
like,
dude, I want to go to the elephant
touch
graveyard and just die by myself. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, that's why the only thing that I did to kind of like encroach on your privacy was I kept filming you and I left the tripod there rolling.
Yeah, and then you took a photo of me after I woke back up 2 more times to throw up, which was amazing, honestly, because I ate a lot of food at Sam's because it was really good, but which explains that. No, it really was. It's funny because he always is just like, Abby's making corn slop again, and then I'll send me a picture that just looks like baby food diarrhea. Yeah, and I go there and like, obviously she's delightful and the food is fantastic. So,
well, she's delightful to eat people like you.
Yeah, she ain't got much respect for people like me. That's the problem.
As soon as you left, she whipped out the fucking cauldron and started making shit soup again.
Once she gets to know me, she'll be disappointed as well. But until then, the veil is up, and I see I'm Mr. Bizzle, dude. I don't know. So.
Yeah,
you probably
like you're the meanest to the people that you love the most. I think is the saying.
That's a horrible way to operate.
Yeah.
And like Creed
explains the family dynamic. Though.
No, that's a very Southern thing, though. Is like they're super nice to any stranger, but then behind closed doors, they let you
beat them with a hickory stick.
Yeah,
yeah. I wish you had filmed the 3rd puke though, because that was the impressive one.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought
is
I
this
was on
weird
empty.
To anybody? Yeah, like the first puke empties the stomach, and then like any subsequent pukes are just like bile or whatever.
Midnight
this dude
puke
waits until the
empty.
3rd puke and then empties the
7 in the morning. 7 in the morning, decide to do the full dump.
You might have gone too deep and gotten shit out of your intestines that were already kind of half poop.
Puking poop.
And then you could have been puking half poop up. Did it taste
that explains why it was in a big solid log. Yeah. Again, I really wish Sam had the camera rolling for that one. I think people would have been more impressed.
That would be the most shocking thing if you walk around the corner and you see Bizzle on his hands and knees like he just threw up and there's just shit in the toilet.
It's actually totally normal for me, but I can see how just disgusted and amazed Sam is. So I've never pooped out of my mouth before. You haven't either, right? Like this is weird to make this. I don't do this normally.
Like butt stuff, right? That comes out the butt. Yeah.
Then you just turn on Abby and just go, it's whatever your bitch wife fed me. She's there, dude. She's like, I've been nothing but nice to you.
Or I'm going to kill you.
Why does everybody frame me out to be mean?
What would you do if Bizzle turned on your family and tried to kill them? Go for the shotgun. Or?
The guy trains to be a fighter. Like, I'm just gonna hop
Probably
on his back and he's gonna snap me like a worm.
Yeah, you'd have to go for the shotgun.
That would never happen. That would never happen. Oh, I do want to ask you, just out of sheer vanity, did you guys watch the video by chance?
No, I haven't seen it.
Which one?
No, the video you made, clown.
No, I haven't seen it.
You haven't watched Sam's video?
I saw the one Sam linked me.
Oh.
Okay, well, you've seen the one I haven't. I haven't seen the outtakes. I was gonna ask if you guys, if you saw the turnaround shot from the beginning.
Didn't even know it was made yet.
Sam made it sound like it was so shitty, and he kept comparing it to the Sopranos Skyrim spin. He's like, it looks just like that. People are gonna think it's so dumb. It's so dumb. I don't know if we should have done it. And then I watched it. I was like, yeah, it's dumb, but it looks slick. Like,
clean.
No, the Sopranos ones are so bad that they're funny, and I just
but this one isn't
strike.
that bad. This one was, it's amateur because we're doing green screen in Tarkov, and Tarkov isn't exactly the first and foremost in filming tools. You know, like you're having to go head bob, mouse turn around a non-level environment, so there's shit in your way, and then. I don't know. I thought it looked pretty good.
Oh, is the actual video out?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm watching this Cinderella Gam one. This is sweet.
I haven't watched
green
it yet.
screen wall is badass. I mean, yeah, I'm not really watching because I was.
No.
I started watching
it,
and I'm like, what if this is getting picked up on my audio track and Stalt beats the shit out of me? So.
Oh, that's true.
I saw Poob dislike it through the reflection of his glasses.
No.
Yeah.
No, he saw me click the download.
Leaving a hate comment and then logging into a different account, leaving another hate comment, and then logging into a different account and leaving another hate comment.
I've seen better. When are you making
like,
this? When are you getting Poob down there to make videos with you?
I know one way this could be better, but
honestly, if you just replace Bizzle, add Poob, and remove Sam, these would be incredible.
Wish he went ham wild on his family and Sam shoot him with a shotgun. But
when you do watch it, I want you to come back to me and let me know how much you love Infinite Bag. No big deal. I don't know who wrote it or made it right before they threw up, but it's probably a banger.
Oh, really I should put chapters on that video.
Oh,
you don't have chapters?
Please do. Also, people liked us just being high as balls in your woods, which is amazing to me. If I could just make a living doing that, boy, like we'd be set.
You know what's funny is in that video there is a moment where Bizzle's just dancing on the driveway, and I remember seeing it because it was right as he stopped dancing. It's not in the video, but imagine it continues on. He stops dancing and then he gets this look on his face like I'm about to barf. Yeah,
that's when it hit.
and then you stop and like you just do like this straight man walk into the back of the house, like a very much like I'm trying not to jostle my tummy, so I'm just gonna walk very.
Something didn't feel right.
Yeah, something didn't feel right. And he went inside and he kneeled at the toilet and let it rip.
That wasn't it. Negative. There was more to it.
Really? I just remember you going in and puking. Or did we sit back down?
Oh, no, you're right. No, the burping happened before because it was right before we went out. That
was like, in a boxing match where like they get punched in the face, but they just get dazed and they go down a round later. But that was the beginning of the end.
That was it.
Yeah. And you getting fucking sucker punched with that burp, you were like, that's what set the fucking stomach rocking, dude. You were sloshing after that. He did that fucking Mortal Kombat thing where he just went like this.
For a couple of seconds.
Finish him.
He's like, I didn't go in for the strike though. I was playing with my food. You know how I am. I was like, let's bring this fucking guy outside. Fuck with him some more. Dance with your upset stomach, Bizzle.
I was dancing because it felt good. Until it didn't feel good.
Yeah.
I just like the wiggle. I think both of us danced for a good while in front of the green screen. It's just a vibe.
That's half of any green screen video is just a sizable amount of dancing. Yeah.
Dude, Stilt's gonna kick my ass. I hope this isn't going through. I'm not gonna. The Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer dropped an hour ago.
I see lightsabers on your fucking I see lightsabers on your glasses.
Dude, it looks so bad.
All right, hold on. You want to take a little pause and watch this fucking thing?
Right,
what is it? You know what I do like about streaming services?
that you can watch
6
stuff.
hours for Ewan McGregor versus 2.
No, I feel like because they make like weird shit in order to just have exclusives. Like I feel like there's more weird shows being made now than previously on just like regular TV.
I concur.
Yeah,
TV has a history of weird shows.
it does. But
No,
M.A.S.H. Like
M.A.S.H
M.A.S.H.
is a good show.
No, West Wing.
yeah, West Wing, the
Like
strangest of
absurdist.
all shows.
Absurdist origins. Gallagher. Whatever.
M.A.S.H actually is pretty interesting. I don't know if you'd be able to pull it off so well today.
What?
Making something
M.A.S.H.
that's like a satirical, kind of critical of the war type show. I don't think people would be super into it.
Well, it's there's I don't know. It was such a popular thing to not like Vietnam
Yeah, I guess.
in the beginning or in the end. When did
Why
that
you
show
love
like
it so much?
when that show was like popping? Was it during like the throes of Vietnam or was it like immediately after?
I'd have to look it up.
Who fucking knows?
It'd be a lot more gangster if it was right in the middle of it.
Yeah. Like the second it started into a
19.
conflict.
Yeah, I don't know shit about M.A.S.H. No, it's just one of those shows that always had like box sets selling.
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 seasons of M.A.S.H. Come on, I know
M.A.S.H and Das
Oh,
Boot.
it was
There's always
70s.
infomercials for Das Boot.
It's like it. Oh, so it was like in the middle of it. It was at the tail end of it. That's fucking
Middle
wild.
of
The
it.
1970.
AKA the tail
Apparently,
end.
it's based. It's supposed to be based on Korean War or the Korean War, and it's.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be Vietnam.
That's what I thought until
You
I
guys
just
are
read the
M.A.S.H.
wiki.
amateurs.
It's Korean War, but it's critical of Vietnam. I think that's what
Of
was like the whole
Vietnam,
thing.
Oh,
They probably didn't want to be like
Making
directly
parallels.
like. Yeah.
Are they doesn't he own a bar? Is that the
What?
thing? Do they own like a bar?
That's
they're
Cheers.
M.A.S.H?
Oh.
That's Cheers.
That's just like
Yeah,
it's a
I
hospital.
thought- I
or
thought
whatever.
they were
M.A.S.H. They're in like the
I thought they were like-
Korea, but they're
I know,
also like in the Upper
they're,
West
like,
Side in an
M.A.S.H. or
apartment.
something.
Ted
Are they,
Danson
in the
owns a
active
Korean bar.
military. I thought it was them like at a bar being
They're
like,
at a
we
field
used to be in a
hospital.
war.
They're in a field hospital.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. M.A.S.H. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
The war one, not the one sitting in a bar.
So
I
it's
remember,
so
like,
critical and cheers.
Dude, now I want to see. I wish we could go back in time and have young Ted Danson opening a bar in Korea or
That
a
would be
Korean
sweet.
themed bar.
Yeah.
It's like a mashup, like with
Mash
with
up.
M.A.S.H. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like what you did there.
Mm.
M.A.S.H.
I always love how they would take someone that has had like horrible like battlefield injuries and they're like working over them at the field hospital and like making these one-liner jokes like in M.A.S.H.
Hitting
And
them
they're
with
like-
singers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just
Bar.
like they don't even like ever show the guy on the table, but they're sitting there working over somebody and they're like pulling bloody rags and shit and they're just like joking back and forth. It's like it's kind of dark. I don't know. Like if you actually consider the guy that's like, I just got my leg fall off. Holy shit.
You can't think of him like that,
Here, bite
Sam. You
this
can't get
while I
emotionally
fucking hurt
attached to every single person.
Yeah.
Got to treat it very mechanically. How's your Elden Ring
okay.
experience been, Poob? Without
Laughter's
spoiling
the
anything.
best medicine. Sorry, just a last joke for that. Elden Ring experience without
They
spoiling
keep
anything.
saying that into his face. He's like, I'll never watch
As
that
he's
again.
dying.
Laugh,
All right, I'm gonna hook you up.
love.
Why are shellfish so strong? He's, please, no.
Because they're muscles. He's still
You're gonna
crying.
love
They're
this
like, you're
one.
never gonna get better. You're gonna die in this hospital.
Man,
Unless you
you gotta make
start
a
laughing.
choice. If you don't start laughing, you're over.
You're a very
Elden
negative
Ring
person.
experience. I feel like that Elden Ring is very topical right now.
Yeah, and we like talking about topical games and whatnot.
Yeah, let's
True.
talk about
Okay.
M.A.S.H. some more. Real topical.
It's more relevant.
I love M.A.S.H. Mashing the attack button in Elden Ring, am I right?
Whoa! Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
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 the
that's
game.
an Archie McPhee applause situation right there,
Oh
boy.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Hey. All right, guys.
Whoa!
All right.
I didn't know it was that small. Wow, all of that audience in that small
I
device.
know they were
I thought it
trapped
was-
in here. It
It's
was
a
a
bunch of-
tragic
Whoa.
story that Archie McPhee refuses to go into.
But they don't seem that upset about it.
They don't. But you can make them do whatever you want them to do. You know.
Anything?
You can make them boo.
I get naked in front of the mirror and I make them cheer.
Oh, I don't like that one.
Yeah, that one.
I don't like that one.
That's the one that they like doing the most, and I refuse to let them do it. Yeah. And then the worst part about it is I can take all these people and turn them into crickets too. They hate doing this one.
The wizard.
Yeah, they like to do it a lot around you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, the applause again.
You ever just fucking
the applause. Come on, just a quick laugh. Woo!
Are they laughing or are they just cheering?
I don't know, but it feels really good.
It does, yeah.
Sorry, Brian, what were you saying?
No, I was just like, you ever just harass Abby with that thing? Be like, oh, biscuits or gravy? Play the applause noise. She makes them.
You should follow her around the house. That. Awesome.
Yeah, just like you eat.
Okay. Yeah, over. Just really bully her. No, but my Elden Ring experience has been quite grand.
Nice.
I'm kind of going through it really slowly, but it's my first Souls game. Kind of. I played a little bit of Demon Souls, but it's fun. It's definitely probably not great for multiplayer. It's more of a solo mission for me, but I do it on my stream. So am I ever really alone?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
You're like,
That's
it's like
the
you're playing
answer's
on
no.
one large airport couch bench seat with 1,000 other people.
Yep.
Just the coolest way to play. Because if you do anything badass, people
Then
will believe you. Yeah, you'll say you saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really just crave that.
What you should do
But,
is while you're playing, you should get a little PNG of like a dragon, and then like while you're playing, drag it across the screen, and be like, "Whoa, did you guys see that?" And then they have to back you up because they're like, "That was the dragon
on the
that
screen."
flew
Yeah.
by." Yeah.
I just
Got
don't know
really
why they
close
made
to
it
me.
so
Kind of
difficult
motorcycle.
to stay together on multiplayer. Kind of motorcycles.
Well, the guy's got the motorcycle spell. You guys saw that. He's shooting a gun. God.
What's that game? What's that game where the guy has a motorcycle with all the tailpipes going every direction?
Full throttle.
Yeah, full throttle. You gotta get that guy. The most like insanely motorcycle guy ever.
The clown from Twisted Metal in his fucking van or whatever.
Sweet tooth.
Holy
Ice
shit.
cream truck.
What is it?
Sweet tooth.
It's an ice cream truck.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet
yeah,
tooth.
Big
Yeah,
ice cream
truck.
van.
All right, so I'm gonna have a little admission here that might piss off Bizzle, but Bizzle wasn't here last night because he was getting all muscled up at the gym or something. In this Elden Ring game, we waited a week to play it. A week, which
That's a
hurt.
long time.
I went to your
And then he
house.
comes back.
It
Right?
wasn't like
And
I
he's all like,
abandoned-
"Get this." He's like, "I'm sick now and I can't play or whatever." And all these excuses.
I was sick
We
at your
played
place.
for
I
one
was
night.
sick here.
We played for one night.
And it was
then
great.
the next night, he's like, "Hey, I gotta go do like workout stuff." Me and Bryan got on there and make second characters and just went. We went, man.
And now I gotta make a third character.
Aw.
You were
How
like,
far
you're
did you guys go?
Not that far.
Literally, we made like no progress.
yeah.
They got one boss extra, right?
Yeah,
Not even. We still have to do the horse again.
yeah.
Okay, but I mean,
And then-
you figured out that you can just use the start menu to go to the same
Yeah,
bonfire
you
and then
can- you
summon
can
from there.
travel
It's
around.
not. It's
Yeah.
not that
Yeah.
big of a pain. It's not
Yeah.
that big of a pain.
Eh.
It's annoying, but it's not that bad.
You were like, you're not
And I
gonna
don't blame you. I kind of figured you would do that, but I'm going to that shit like only once a week right now. That's not enough. I need to be going like 3. But I told you
Who
since
the
I
fuck
switched
works
places.
out at nighttime like that?
I
is
don't. That's when I'm doing jujitsu shit.
He's got like 3 hours behind us too, by the way. Like that's like 6 for him.
Yeah,
Yeah, idiot.
it's like 6 to 8.
Jeez.
If I had
Because I
waited,
can't go to the morning ones yet.
Well, if you
Ideally,
Oof.
in like a month or
keep
2.
working out, you get more and more shredded. I'll invite you back over. We'll get you sick again. See if you can beat your puke record. You can,
That's-
if you can
What do you
jettison
think
the
I'm
puke out of your
training
body.
for? Why do you think I asked you to use the
It's a
primitive
personal
marker?
best, Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get
probably
Abby to
beat
cook
the other
something
one,
real
too, so we know
slick
when
and
it
chunky
happened.
that'll come up with no
Please,
resistance.
the biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy with some
And there's a
olive
proper
oil
amount.
drizzled on top.
I'll just take a couple olive oil shots. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Chex Mix hot and
Bold-
whatever.
bold-
with
bold
W.
party
Ooh,
mix
Chex
Yeah.
Mix
with
with
a DP.
Diet Dr.
W
Pepper.
word.
That seems to work pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bizzle, you were like, oh, you're not going to wait for us? If I had waited a week and then found out the first boss is only 3-player that way, and then just had to bounce.
Yeah, that would have been pretty crappy.
Oh my god,
It's so
Understandable.
Freaked out.
Well,
It's also I'm so bad.
I swear
Like,
they pitched it as being like 4-player and more continuous, and having. I thought, I don't know, maybe I just read some, article from somebody else. I thought it was when the trailer got announced like 2 years ago or something. So I imagine a lot changed, but.
boy, man.
What would have been so terrible about being able to just stick together with a party? I don't know. Or getting boss credit together. Would that have really ruined the experience?
I don't criticize these kinds of games. Anytime on stream, I'm like, why couldn't I get it.
Which I kind of love.
You're
because
also
I remember
like that,
I remember getting Demon Souls on PS3 and it was obscure. So now to have Elden Ring be some shit that people will criticize your opinion on, it's like, that's awesome that it's become, gone from being kind of a niche game to, one of the most played on Steam, right?
No, I was gonna say the opposite. It's a formula now. That used to be unique. Now it's just like, okay, it's the same game.
Yeah. Now
but we still love it. So
there's
I don't know what you want.
Fun. Yeah, it's so good,
on
but...
Steam called Souls-like.
Souls-like.
Yeah.
Like you can sort
and
by
they're
that
always the
and
worst
filter.
fucking games ever.
So bad.
But again, kind of props to them for being genre defining in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
It's cool. It's just a lot of the fans are like fucking psycho, goddamn
ferals.
I feel like you get that with anything that becomes popular enough.
There's no overlap with
so...
us and them though. Like people that are that ravenous about Souls would never be fans of our podcast.
You guys were pretty.
Oh no way.
Oh yeah, sure.
There's not going to be anybody that comments anything negative about our opinion.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? There's a lot of Souls opinions I don't like, but you guys are spot on. Huge fans.
Yeah.
High five.
I think the game's really badass though, and I think the open world feels super fun to explore. And
did you play Bloodborne?
Nope. I only played Demon Souls a little bit. I got to the first boss, I think.
Nice.
Bloodborne was too for me.
Yeah. Apparently it's like one of the better ones, but
Bloodborne's my fave.
It's great.
It
makes it's
we're only
change up on the formula too.
We're only a pinky toe into Elden Ring, so I can't really say or
that
compare
fucking
it to
whole
that.
game just looks like Sweeney Todd, and it just weirds me out.
It actually, it has a vibe, but there's actually, it's pretty diverse in terms of places that you end up going.
Once you leave the first part,
you got to get out of Old Yarnum.
It gets a little bit.
Yeah,
it
it's
gets
not
a little
so
bit
Sweeney Toddish.
No, it's just it's the first area.
Bizzle, did you send that gameplay video, that trailer that was like
Life of P?
Pinocchio?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Is that what it was? Like it kind of looked
Pinocchio.
like
it's Pinocchio. It's called Life of P.
Well, no, it was a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, which one?
It was like
multiple game trailers.
I guess fighting, it looked like a Souls-like, but she had like a grapple arm, and she was fighting like mannequin kind of people. They're like robotic.
This is definitely Life of P.
It was like kind of darker, and like there's like it was super bloody and stuff.
This is Life of P.
I want to say this is Life of P.
But I thought it was like a chick, not like a Pinocchio.
The grapple arm is especially making me think
it was
that.
like all the enemies in this like
automaton type looking thing.
Oh, Lies of P. Yeah, Lies
of P.
What was I saying? Life of?
Yeah. Life of P. Like Life of
This is about Pinocchio?
Yeah. Really dark Life of Pi.
I guess that title makes it seem even more like Pinocchio, but it's like I guess that is Pinocchio, sure. I thought this was like some chick.
Why did that guy carve him to be so sexy?
Well, why is he? Where does the nose come into play? Like
he tells lies. It's like one of his abilities.
Lies. Oh.
Yeah.
No, he's okay, and then his nose gets bigger.
Yeah, his nose gets a little bit bigger, and he has a hard time climbing ladders. By the end of the game,
you just like have to be always have your head
a bigger
turned.
hitbox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that sounds
he
really.
Screams bloody murder whenever he gets hit in the nose.
I thought that game looked really cool before I knew you played as Pinocchio. Now I'm not really that excited, but
that's awesome. Dope. A game like main character is Pinocchio.
That was the selling point for me, actually.
Yeah,
I'm totally disinterested now.
Otherwise, it's just Souls-like.
That'd be cool.
Pinocchio like.
Why is there so much Pinocchio content coming out? There's 2 Pinocchio movies coming out this year.
Are
like
you
minimum.
kidding me? Pinocchio's
Maybe more.
so hot right now.
He is hot right now, which is weird because I've never heard of anyone liking Pinocchio. Just like mentioning it, you know, like right? I'm a big fan of Pinocchio. It's just like a thing that's, you know, it's just a classic fairy tale, but they're making at least 2 movies this year and now a game. What
you don't know any, you know,
I had like
fanatics,
like an old fans? 1940s Pinocchio book.
Do you like it?
No, like it has like in like the flyleaf, it has like all the. Not really, no. My parents got it for me when I was a kid, and they used to read it to me. But on the flyleaf, it has like every child that's owned it since it was, you know, as it's been passed down from person to person. And you know, I'm like the 15th owner or whatever, and I wrote my kid's name in it. And so I was like, hey, you know what? It's time that we try to read this thing. That book fucking sucks. Like, it's way too long for like a kid. Like I read like the first chapter. I was like, bitch, it's bedtime. Like we would have been done with Redfish, Bluefish by now. Like go to bed.
You could Osmosis Jones that shit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. He carves them and then happily ever after. Look at that.
Look, he made it. Yeah, he's got his wooden son. He wanted one.
Yep.
Did it. Nailed it. Way to go, Geppetto.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell her it's like Peter Pizza Eater, kind of, in a way. You know, how it was brought to life and things, but...
Yeah. Was Peter Pizza Eater, was he brought to life by like a Italian Giuseppe?
There's like a Pope, yeah.
He's like a pizza man.
By the multi.
He's like, I want a real pizza, not a fake pizza, so he makes the...
I want a pizza with a little bite to it.
I want a pizza boy.
I want to.
This is like a retarded version of Pinocchio. If Pinocchio's maker wasn't on the spectrum or whatever, I want a pizza.
I'm pretty sure there's one of my mods, mate. He's so good at just making on the fly poems that like rhyme about the freaks. And he made something about it being some guy that ate a bunch of pizza and turned into one, but with rhymes and intricacy, a little more detail. But I think it used to be a guy.
Oh,
he ate a lot of pizza.
So it's like a Greek tragedy.
Yeah, it's more like, I guess it's less like Pinocchio, more like... Did
he have legs before or no?
Yeah.
He was in a wheelchair?
I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if you know, he's paraplegic before, and now at least I guess he can still get around his legs.
The lore can really be whatever you want it to be.
A pizza cutter, now that I'm thinking about this.
I don't know. He looks happy. He's singing. He can't be angry or sad if he's singing.
Is he singing? I thought it was more like a war chant or something.
Well, I don't know the music notes and
why can't you be sad and sing?
I don't know.
It's just not possible. Even though the only musical I saw until I was like 12 years old was Rent over and over and over again. Those people are awful solemn. Oh, it's AIDS and we're all gonna die and shit.
What's that musical about?
Them all getting AIDS and dying. I'm pretty sure like it's much like
pretty well. What's the sauce?
What do you mean? Like what kind of? Like
is it blood? Is it marinara?
Kind of like vodka, probably red. A nice hearty red sauce. I don't know. It's blood.
What kind of pizza is Peter? It's just like kind of a combo. I see like a bell pepper.
Yeah,
if he
like
gains a lot of weight, does he turn
sausage,
into a deep
mushroom.
He turns into a calzone. If he gets pregnant, he turns into a calzone.
That's so badass.
Yeah, pretty badass.
He can get pregnant?
Yeah. It's seahorse rules. You guys don't know the lore? What the?
Yeah.
I don't. The only lore I know is that he terrified Sam's daughter over a phone call and left her emotionally scarred and having nightmares or something. But like, I don't know anything.
Like it's like terrified and like, not like
how cool it is.
Yeah, like Pennywise scary. It's like when you
see a whale in person.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, E.T. Yeah.
It's like this guy's probably a friend, but I just don't know enough about him yet.
That's what I
talked about what we do to E.T. that one time, and I do the same to Peter.
Yeah, weren't you gonna skin him?
I'd be afraid he would like run over my fucking toes or whatever.
First thing I would do is take a bite out of him.
Take a bite out of him?
Yeah, he's pizza.
I thought we were talking about E.T. I thought you were just gonna take a bite out of E.T. E.T. sashimi. I wonder what E.T. tastes like though.
Oh God,
probably like
so
a prune.
Jerky.
I don't know. He might be
Like
tender though. He's so wrinkly.
A big bloody prune.
I'm just
Love-
sitting
love
there like a
bloody prune.
catfish, like right under the skin is so many bones. Like he's just boned up in
I
there.
don't know. He's kind of
He
like
looks like he
wiggly.
has thick, easily removable bones. He's just all rib cage and some feet.
8 bones in his body.
Easiest
They're
game
big.
of operation ever. Yeah, he's big. He's
He's
big
got
boned.
cartoon bones. And there's the arm. It's just
I
one
don't even
big
think he
arm
has
bone.
joints.
Yeah.
It's just like one bone, 2 bone, hand bone, chest bone, leg bone, no pelvis.
Yeah, penis bone though. Huge.
Well, yeah, like most.
Got
Well, I don't
20
know if
bones
it's
in the
most.
penis.
Like a
There's like
walrus.
3 other
walrus.
mammals that don't have
Yeah.
bones in their cocks. Like, what the fuck? Erectile dysfunction is the biggest middle finger to like the one.
Would you really want a
Truly-
penis bone?
No.
Yeah, that would suck.
Other
Imagine breaking
animals,
your
like,
penis bone,
they
dude.
Dude,
retract
imagine
it
if
up
we-
into them. Like,
Yeah, but imagine him getting like hit in the dick and you have like
With a penis
penis
bone.
bone.
Imagine breaking your dick bone. It'd be horrible.
You can already
Yeah.
break your dick, but breaking your dick and your dick bone, just like
Your dick
Although
bone.
I
And
think
then
fashion would be interesting because pants would probably be designed for an area for your penis bone. So just like you had a little mini boner at all times.
oh yeah.
and you'd wear a little dick cast and have people sign your dick
would it
cast.
be your
Cool.
hard size? I
Sign your
guess, or
dick
soft
cast.
size?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Suddenly penis bone is sounding pretty cool.
I kind of want one.
And then Amanda came up to me and she signed my penis cast.
There's enough room to
And then
fit
it
your whole
fucking
name.
hurt even more.
Yeah, dick.
All right,
bone.
you want
Dick
to
bone.
wrap this one up?
What?
Well, we can
What?
keep going, dude.
He's having a good time. We're talking about dick bones. Sam's
Dick
okay.
bones.
Sam's hitting. Bizzle Snaff comes on the podcast. Like, we'll cut this one a little. I think we've gone over. Actually, we'll probably.
Sam's
make
got his
Stalt's
little
life
alarm he
easier.
was talking
I got my
about
alarm.
yesterday.
Yeah, set on
What do you
60
have
minutes.
going on?
We're an
Like,
hour.
what do you? All you want to do is go play Elden Ring anyway.
No, I thought we were gonna leave time to discuss our D&D characters before I had to leave.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Okay,
Do
so
the
we'll
roles.
discuss our D&D characters.
Wait,
At 9 o'clock tomorrow or
I
tonight.
said I didn't want to necessarily advertise it, but who cares? But and it's gonna
I mean,
take
we
months.
just say.
We can
we
talk-
could also
let's
just say
start-
that we're
you
doing.
can- you
it.
can
little
edit this out.
whispers in the wind type deal, you know.
That's what I was.
So anyway,
inferring
here's
yesterday, yeah.
here's everything that's going. Okay, I wasn't sure if you want to discuss it in detail because if it
I just
works,
like-
it'll be fun. But
If I got this little back, like a little.
we're gonna play a game of Dungeons and Dragons. Poob obviously is familiar and has this group that he's playing with. He's been loving it. Bryan has no experience, right?
I'll be playing tonight at 9 p.m. That's not an
And then
advertisement. You guys
Sam-
can't
Yeah.
watch or anything. but-
I'm a fan.
Sam's only experience was when I've forced him into it at PAX in 2019, and I think he had a good time. It was by Wizards of the Coast or whoever owns it now, so it was very. I was a
Lame.
thief, and the first thing I tried to do is steal from one of my, companions, and they were like, "Are you sure you don't just want to steal from this food cart that's nearby?" Like, no, I want to fucking steal from my friends. Like, okay, well, we're doing like a tutorial, so we're gonna have you steal from the food carts. Like, all right, yeah. The coolest thing is Sam got to make a poop arrow. And I think that at least gave him an idea of what you can do. So I don't know. You seem like you've been interested.
When nerds
You got
are
way into
like
making your character, which is cool. I've been excited about that.
Yeah, you know what I don't like is I was asking him, Poob. I was like asking him all the different things I could do and everything, and he's like, when I say something, it's like not up for discussion. Like as the DM, you just have to. I was like, all right, listen here, motherfucker. There's gonna be some back and forth.
Yeah.
And I told you I'm gonna get a gavel if I have to because
a big wizardy gavel where it's like not like a regular judge one. It has to
my
look
only
wizardy.
job is to operate the
metal
rules of
with
the
it.
games. I'm just a computer, basically. I'm not supposed to be opinionated. I'm not versus you guy.
This is for
guys.
entertainment.
No jokes.
This is
no.
for entertainment. You better not be a fucking
I'm a robot.
robot.
No,
Well,
that's
robots
done.
can be funny.
Well, when I'm operating the
P3PO.
NPCs. R2D2's way funnier.
Yeah.
Wow!
Iron Giant. But yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. It'll be really awesome.
It should be good. I will be the dungeon master, which I probably already said.
Be one of the best D&D runs of all time. What is my phone lighting up?
It should be fun. Once we get like 4
Okay.
4 episodes recorded, then that's when we're going to figure out releasing it. So it's not going to be a thing until, I would suspect, May.
Right, show us their phone.
It was just a picture of something Sam sent me. I don't really want to talk about it.
Someone brought up
What is
C-3PO. So you can show the class.
Yeah.
Is it the C-3PO boner card?
C-3PO with childbearing hips. And it's
wow.
Yeah, C-3PO.
I'm kind of dummy fix C-3PO.
Why?
Okay. How'd you have that on the fly? Did you just get that recently? Oh my god, this is the perfect chance to debut this new meme I got.
He heard you say the word C-3PO.
It's been trying to work into conversations everywhere.
Oh yeah, we can watch the Kenobi trailer. Maybe it's got C-3PO in it.
Yes.
He didn't show
My
up.
chance.
I was over here. God damn it. Surely I can trick him into. I've been doing subliminal shit trying to get you to bring up C-3PO this whole time.
What are your favorite robots? What's robots?
Your favorite posh British robot from a
humanoid
series.
Like gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, that was awesome. Totally worth the wait.
Yeah.
For me to just go, oh, okay.
What a payoff. You can tell he's so pleased with himself too.
I don't hide it. I don't even attempt to hide it. Yeah.
I got you so good. You'll understand that after you watch the video. Little self-reference there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's going to be the second thing I do after we end the podcast today.
This was the first thing working on characters?
And I'll stream for like 5 hours and push it back as far as possible.
So am I helping Bryan with his character or helping you after this? What are we doing?
No, I figured
meeting.
we would just do our roles all together. Can we end this fucking episode?
Oh man, I'm almost done. I don't want to smoke this one after.
End it with the end of that fucking whatever we just laughed at.
Keep adding. He's gonna keep adding it on.
No, don't.
He's awesome.
No, he won't. He won't do it. He'll cut it out. Right?
No, he won't.
And take Poob's lip movements and do some sort of like advertisement for like subscribe to the Four Head Fables podcast. But do your voice, Stalt, where you're just like, hey guys, it's me, Poob.
Me.
Subscribe to the Four Head Fables podcast on Patreon.
Hey guys, it's me, Poob. You can tell that it's me, Poob, because my face is moving right now, and if I was Stalt, there would be an image of Stalt on the screen right now. That idiot, but right now it's me, Poob. So anyway, you can check us out on Patreon at Forehead Fables if you want early access to every public episode that gets uploaded, and a whole bunch of exclusives. Unless you're watching this on Patreon right now, in which case, I bet you got like a real thick hog. You know what I'm saying? Like a real double fister. I bet it's like a tree trunk with a big thick pumpkin on top. Yeah. Probably not orange though. Yeah, I like that. All right.